welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, or you just want to give this channel some like love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you're new to this channel, you didn't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, A Celebration of Asexual Diversity book. I also published a book on fibromyalgia last year. How to manage fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier like a superhero rock star. So the links to those two are in the description below. Now let's get on with tonight's episode. So Asexual reacts to Sexual saying, I live in a one-bedroom flat. This person actually said, I live alone in a one-bedroom flat. Now, I don't know what about you, but as an asexual person, when someone starts talking about their bedroom and they're not asexual, alarm bells start ringing. Yes, they do. They ring, ring, ring. Hello. Oh, hello, Liam. Lots of love. Hello, beautiful Sandra. I really like that. Can you hear me all right? Yeah, I got my mic up, so that's okay. Lots of love to you. Lovely to see you. Really lovely to see you. So I'm in some sexual dating groups on Facebook, as I've explained before. I'm trying to do something different, trying to see if there's any asexuals in there. And there's this Bangladesh guy that posts a post in there, and I also have a post in there. And he is good looking, not as young as I would be interested in though, and he looks smart. But anyway, oh hi Sam. Nice to see you. Lots of love. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah, so basically in the sexual groups I'm in on Facebook, there's this guy that's Bangladesh. And so I was in a conversation with him when he first posted about what he was looking for in a relationship. And he said, oh yeah, because that's why he had 2 kids on his profile. And I said, are those your kids? Because obviously I'm not looking for kids. And I thought if he's got kids, usually they've got a wife. And he's like, no, they're I think it was his sisters and her husband. He actually showed a picture of the family with the twins, whose twins they were. So I thought that's really good because he's obviously proving what he says is true. And so it's very interesting because then he goes, no, I'm single and I live in a one-bedroom flat on my own in London. Now, whenever someone says to me, that they live in a one-bedroom flat on their own and they're single, do you know what I mean? If a sexual person says that, automatically just alarm bells start ringing because they've talked about their bedroom, and it's like bedroom is where the sex happens usually. Do you know what I mean? So it makes me cringe a bit and think, oh my god, stay clear, don't go near this guy. Like, you might like the look of him, he might be a nice person, but clearly he wants a woman. Thanks for the thumbs up. Clearly he wants a woman to go to bed with him, because he mentions bedroom in his actual comment to me. He just said, I live alone in a flat in London. He didn't have to say one bedroom. So see, if you're asexual, you've got to look out for these things when you're on dating sites or in dating groups that aren't asexual, because they give clues as to what's actually on their mind. And when they say bedroom, then it's kind of like they didn't need to say that. They could have just said, I live in my flat on my own in London. That's all they needed to say. Why say I live in a one-bedroom flat? Because it's basically saying that, you know, you can come and stay with me. That's what it's saying. Do you know what I mean? So it just makes me feel like kind of scared when someone says that, because obviously I don't want sex. I'm not scared of people per se, but I'm scared of anyone trying to push me into something. Thanks for the thumbs up. That I don't want to do. Obviously, I'm very strict with boundaries. I'm very good. I look after myself well. I know how to take good care of myself. But you know what I mean? These days, you know, I just don't want the sex. I don't need it. I'm not interested in it, right? So, you know, always look for that in conversations and posts. So basically, when this guy wrote that, I then started going on about my home and how great it was living here and that I live in a studio flat. So I live in my bedroom. There is no separate room. So basically it's not suitable for someone else to stay over, because I was trying to say, I love my life, and I've got the supermarkets nearby where I can get food. I've got Quayside, that 5 minutes walk from where I live. I've got a little town. I've got a train station, 5 minutes, which is totally true. 20 minutes into the city centre. Oh, hi Luna, lovely to see you. Oh, it's a top people in tonight. And so yeah, lovely to see you. And so yeah, it's just when they say stuff like that. So I made sure that I quickly said I live in a studio flat basically, and I don't have a separate room. Like, it's just, I was trying to get across it's just suitable for one person. I love where I specifically live, so it's not like I want to go up and be in someone else's bedroom. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, but I thought really honestly and truly, I'm going to stand out from a lot of the other women in that group, because all the other women were saying to him is hi. That's all they could say to him. It basically is hi. I think one person said you look smart, but the rest was just hi. And it's like, is that all you have to say? No wonder people have problems with dating. So it's not just asexuals that don't talk very much and approach people. It's sexuals as well. I'm like, what is the matter with these people? They just, because obviously a lot of asexuals are introverted, right? And they're kind of more careful and cautious about who they talk to. Then they're more introvert. They're more used to being in their own company. But when you're in groups of sexuals, you kind of expect them to talk more to each other. You kind of expect them more to interact with each other. And if they see someone they like in the group, like, actually make more conversation. Maybe they're just not that into him. But, I thought I'm bound to stand out from a lot of the other women there, because I'm the only one actually having a conversation with him. So tonight, yesterday, he went on my profile and he said hi, because I'd been on his, but he hadn't been on mine. So we got into conversation. We were talking about music, and it's really sweet because he knows I like Indian guys, because I posted in the group, ideally I'm looking for an Indian guy, and he sent me a picture of this guy that's an Indian singer and sings Bollywood music. So I thought that's really sweet. And it's a singer I hadn't heard of before, so I thought that's really nice. So I looked him up on YouTube, and I thought, oh, that's good. I mean, in terms of looks, though, he's got loads of facial hair. The Indian guys, it's like, I'm not really interested very much in guys with loads of facial hair. But the guy who's Bangladesh, who's in this country, who posted that, who's in the dating group, he has got some facial hair as well. Anyway, we end up having this conversation. So he was quite nice to talk to. We talked about movies and music in the group, because I thought, if he's interested, then he'll ask to inbox me, because in that group, you're not allowed to inbox people outside of the group unless you ask for their permission, because so many people apparently have had unwanted messages in their inbox, and so they just don't want that. The admins are very strict like that, which is good. They're the ones that finally that put an end to some people being horrible to me in the group. So anyway, we're talking backwards and forwards, and I said about, when was your last relationship? He's like, the 17th of April, and I'm like, oh, that's not that long ago. So I was trying to ask him what happened, everything, but I said to him, I'm guessing that I'm not going to be your type because I'm asexual, and I don't like sex, just kissing. So I guess I'm not going to be your type in that way, but I really wish you well to find a good girl for you. And he said, yeah, I wish you well to find someone like you as well, because, so basically, because he's into clubbing as well. And he obviously likes some of the same music. So in a way, that's a bit of a shame. But I just know that type of guy is going to really want sex. He's going to be the type of guy that wants probably a lot of it, So, I think, so basically we've said we're not suitable for each other. And I think that was the main one, as far as I could tell, the only one that was actually paying much attention to him in the group, And that is one reason how asexuals can stand out. So obviously, just because you're asexual and you don't have, if you're asexual that doesn't want sex, just because you don't want sex doesn't mean to say you can't offer asexual lots of other things, like deep conversation, like actually taking an interest in them and talking about things other than sex. Because a lot of people, in those groups, they're so obsessed with sex or thinking about sex, they don't really have much else to talk about. By the look of it, a lot of it's just like posts about like there's a post in there like, where's the most strangest thing you've had sex? And it's like, obviously, because it's a sexual dating group. You're like, is that all you've got to talk about? And a lot of it is based on relationships and dating, all with the sexual slant. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, really? Is that all we're just going to talk about in here? It's just boring, you know? Not that I'm interested in being in that group much anyway, but it's just, I think it's interesting for me to see how sexuals interact, the problems that they have with relationships and dating. And I think a lot of it's the same sort of problems. They don't seem very communicative. They seem very good at posting things. They're more active probably than some asexuals at posting things, but most of the stuff they're posting is all about sex, you know, and sexual stuff. And there's not really that much conversation going on between each other of hobbies and interests. You know, at least asexuals have something different to talk about. We can talk about movies, or we can share our photographs, and we can share some of our passions and stuff. There was someone in my group that posted a picture of some lizards, you know. So that was really interesting. Sorry, I'm going to shut that window because it's really annoying me. You get to see all my pajamas, you do. I have my night shirts on and I have my pajamas at the same time. They're all Eeyore, obviously. Well, a lot of them, not all. And so, yeah, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, at least asexuals have got some more stuff to talk about that actually is more relationship based, in my opinion, because, you know, when you get into relationship, a lot of people, when they get into relationship, a sexual relationship, for example, they're very much into sex and all that kind of stuff. But when that wears off, what else have they got to talk about? At least with asexuals, you've got a good foundation there of going forward, knowing if you're actually going to be able to sustain and maintain a relationship, because it's not just, or usually it's not based at all on sex, right? And so it's so much better. I think a asexual relationship, you know, is so much better because you're getting into a relationship not under false pretenses a lot of the time. Maybe someone like me who's a hyper romantic has more trouble because it's kind of like all the romantic chemicals get in the way a lot more, and that does cloud judgment sometimes. But I think overall, you know, we take a much more kind of like practical way of getting into a relationship. You know, we're looking at things, have we got things in common? Can we keep a conversation going? Is this some you know, is this person someone I really want to spend my time with? Do I want to hang out with them? Do I want to, you know, do whatever hobbies and interests together and share our daily world and life? So I think it's very, very different. I think it's very healthy. You know, I think there's so many problems with sexuals just rushing into relationships because of the chemicals. I used to rush into relationships because of chemicals, you know, because it can work for romance as well, not just sexual attraction, but romantic attraction. All the chemicals can fly everywhere. So it's still something I have to be very, very, very aware of, you know. I am talking to more guys that aren't you know, that on asexual guys that aren't Indian guys. So that's interesting. I've got two people, because I haven't been able to, you know, because I've been really busy with my work lately. I'm still really busy at the moment. But there's been two asexual guys in the UK that have been messaging me. They both messaged me pretty much on the same day. I have got to message one back yet. I haven't had a chance to, you know, to see how I'm doing, I think, because they hadn't heard from me. I did message them saying I'll get back to you because I'm really busy at the moment. So that's nice. I've got some, you know, like, because I'm not so attracted to British guys, and that can help sometimes, because when they're talking to me, they're not talking to me with any romance as far as I know. I get, especially the guy on ASAP, I don't think he has any romantic feelings for me whatsoever. And I don't think the guy on Facebook does either. They don't come across that way to me. If they do, they hide it very well. And with me, there's no point in hiding something. You're just better off to just tell me if you fancy me or whatever attracts to me. I can't be doing with the not telling. I just think it's a waste of time. But anyway, so I don't think they are. And then there's a guy on ASAP that used to be in the UK that's moved back to his country, I think, but he still wants to speak to people in the UK. So looks like he might talk to me. Luna, talking to a guy online I was getting along with about how we both like to sleep on the ground, then literally tried to give me his bed. Oh, but told me I could try it out at his house first. Oh my lord. Oh, that was a funny attempt. I hate the summer. I feel like I'm melting all the time. Oh, that's Eddie. Sorry. I just read Luna and Eddie's comment together. Oh, that was a funny attempt. I hate the summer. I feel like I am melting all the time. I thought I read both your comments together, so it sounded very hilarious. Luna, yes, that was a very funny attempt to get you in his bed. It's like, what sort of guy uses those type of chat up lines? Oh my lord. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's just crazy. They use some really crazy, weird stuff, don't they? They come out with sexuals, but I just get so freaked out because literally whenever a guy starts talking about bed and bedroom, you know that if he's not asexual, he's got sex on his mind. you know and so it's just a bit of a nightmare. It's like, but if I talk to an asexual guy and I know he definitely doesn't like sex or wants sex or needs sex, it's like really cool, because it's like if you were together in a bedroom, you'd be talking about the world, planet and universe and engaged in actual real intellectual conversation, and you'd be sharing hobbies and dreams and passions, and you'd be just chilling out and hanging out together, and in my case having some romance. Do you know what I mean? It's not like that at all. And obviously with asexual friends, some of my really, really, really close friends like Sam and Andy, they've both been in my bedroom, which I don't usually let anyone in my room. Obviously I let you into my room every night. That's different. You get privilege. But I'm like, I don't let anyone to my room, but yeah, hey, every single day I'm here for you, letting you into my bedroom to have a separate room. So maybe I should take that back. But I mean, I don't usually let hardly anyone actually come in my home, in my bedroom, actually physically here, if you know what I mean, in offline world. Eddie saying stuff like, hey baby, want to test the springs on my bed? Oh yes, that is really, yeah, disgusting, Eddie. I hate stuff like that. Luna, I told him I began to think the games that I told him I began to think the games sexuals play were actually pretty entertaining. Yeah, he hasn't sent any messages again. That's really funny, Luna. I love that comeback. I absolutely adore that. That is so funny. Well done for being smart. They don't like it when you're smart back. They don't expect that we can be smart. Sam, I've been messaged by another straight guy interested and had some rather unsavory messages. Oh yeah, Sam, I'm really sorry, because I know you messaged me the other day about, that message you had about guys asking you for pics. It's disgusting. And like you say, by another straight guy. To be honest, I think there is far many more gay guys and guys that are not straight in this world, full stop, than people let on. Do you know what I mean? Like, and obviously within the asexual community, I find a lot of the guys that I come across, they're just into guys. I'm the wrong gender for them. It's like, the unsavory ones were from some other guys. Oh, I'm sorry you had that experience, Sam. Yeah, what is the matter with all these people hiding under straight? Why are they doing that? It's just stupid. Yeah, it is gross. It's like, why do they always hide though? If you're a gay guy, come out as gay. Stop pretending and to be straight. Just imagine if all the people that were pretending to be straight, whether gay or lesbian or asexual, because some asexuals obviously pretend they're straight, just imagine what the world would be like. A better place, because there'd be less, well, hopefully they'd be less like criticism and not being so nice to people in the LGBT. Maybe there'd be less of that, because more people come out and actually speak their truth instead of hiding behind closed doors and a computer screen. Because at the end of the day, I think there's far many more people that are not straight heterosexuals, but because everyone in society, the majority in society, still likes to keep up this pretense that if you're anything different, you're not right, which simply isn't true, then that's where a lot of the problem is lying. A lot of the problem is that people can't be themselves. It's ridiculous. And I think it's so silly for anyone who's looking at dating relationships, whatever sexual orientation they are, and definitely sexuals as well. I think it's stupid if they're being ignorant to the fact there's loads of other sexualities out there, because they are literally going around with blinkers on when they're dating and trying to get into a relationship. Because if a guy's trying to get into a relationship with a woman who's actually a lesbian, he's got no chance. Not unless she just wants to play a game with him and you know, she doesn't really experience any attraction and she just wants to do whatever for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? She likes girls. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's so silly. The world seems to me to be very silly at times, in the sense that people aren't allowed or aren't allowing themselves to come out about their sexual orientation. You know, we need the truth. It's not helping dating and relationships when you're going for someone that actually is into some other type of person, you know? Megan, you just joined ASAP. Oh, sorry, I know you messaged me on Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter. I've literally worked pretty much non-stop for a lot of hours today, so I've literally worked non-stop, and then I was having some chill time eating my food at nearly midnight, and then I was messaging a friend that I hadn't caught up with for a while and on Facebook, and then I haven't been on Twitter, so I don't go on Twitter very much, like once a week or not even that sometimes, so I don't get around, and I'm like, you know, I've got like stuff. Sorry, I just get mega busy. Yeah, I've just been doing loads of video editing. I've video edited, I would say for 9 hours and a quarter, but as I had some 10-minute breaks in that, it's probably more like 8.5 hours. But 8.5 hours of straight video editing is a lot of editing. I have never ever done so much video editing in my whole entire life. And I'm doing a very, very, very special video for my asexual meetup courses. It's a very, very special video that I'm going to premiere on this channel. So you need to watch it, because it's not just like any normal video introducing a course you may want to buy. It's telling my very own personal story, and it's more like a feature film. So it will be premiering on the, I've never done a premiere before, but it will be premiering on this channel probably within the next week, I'm guessing. Depends. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. But the video, it tells my very personal story, and obviously, you know, I've got some asexuals that are waiting to buy the asexual meetup courses, because they want to arrange asexual meetups themselves. But mixed in with that is very much the majority of the video, which is introducing my courses, is my very own personal story, that a different type of story that I haven't gone into before. And so it's going to be quite incredible. And I was doing the video, like most people who are doing a course and they're, you know, looking to sell a course, for example, they do a short 7-minute video. This is going to be like an hour-long movie. So it's going to talk about the course, but it's also going to share my story. And it's like, at the moment I've edited it, I still haven't finished it, and it's nearly an hour long. So the finished thing will be, I've got a bit more to add about the course yet, because most of it's my own story, not actually talking about the course. So it's very exciting, because it's something I've never really shared. I've touched on it in other videos a little, very, very tiny bit, little bits of it, but most of the, well, a little bit of my book, actually, Asexual Perspectives, but the majority of that you've never heard before. And you know what I'm like, most of my streams are at least an hour long, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just like a whole feature film movie for an hour. It's pretty incredible, you know, it's pretty good, I have to say. I'm like, wow. So it's very, very interesting. It's mostly me talking to camera. So it's very, very interesting. I've been very excited about that. Actually, you can tell I can't stop talking about it now. But I mean, when you spent like all that many hours editing, I've never, ever edited so much footage. I'm getting very quick at video editing now. I have written all the page out for it. Thanks for the thumbs up. So, but I didn't, my video is not as long as the pages, because if I translate all the pages actually into video, it'd be a lot longer. So at the moment, it's not the same length as the actual page. So you can read my story on the page as well, in case some people prefer reading. But yeah, I'm really excited. I've never done a premiere before, and it's kind of like, whoa, that's a lot of story, Sandra. I didn't even notice it was that long. It's just the time flies by. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. So I've got because I've got people waiting to buy the courses, I've got to get it finished. I have to make that my priority. So my Asexual Guide to Sex book, I'll be working on more next month. I've had to postpone that a little bit so I can finish getting the sales pages completed for the courses to get this video finished that I'm working really hard on. So yeah, and then next month I'll start back on the Asexual Guide to Sex from the I'm hoping to start that from the when is it? I've got on my calendar, I think it's the 4th. Yeah, the 4th of July. I'm hoping to start that then. I should have the other stuff complete. Oh, Luna's asking, sorry, when was the film coming out? I haven't got a date yet. It will, I'll put it as a premiere, and when it's because it isn't finished yet, but when it's a premiere, it'll come up a premiere, and then what you do with the premiere is I'll have a specific time, day and date, and then I can watch it with you. So it's different to having live. It's recorded and then you watch it live together, if you know what I mean. So Luna, I will let you know in advance. I'll announce it on this channel when it's coming up, but I'm guessing it'll be about another week. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. You can see my throat's getting a little bit sore. I'm guessing it will be. Where am I at the moment? I don't even know what date I'm on. But it's Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month next month. So that's going to be kind of interesting because I've got to fit that in as well. Every day I've got to talk about my book. So yeah. But it can kind of go well because I do mention a little bit of this in my Asexual Perspectives book. Very, very tiny amount about why I wrote the book, the Asexual Perspectives book. If you've read this book I'm talking about, just in case you didn't know what I'm talking about, if you've read my book, then there's a beginning bit in this of how I decide, what made me decide to write the book. And the video is the movie, if you like, is like everything that led up to writing the book, the reason that why I wrote the book, even though it's not talking about the book. It's why, it's what led up to, it's what happened before the book actually was starting to be written by me. So it kind of like there's a part in this book that the movie goes into more, so that will tie quite nicely into Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month next month. So thanks for asking, Luna. Megan, I think it's interesting as well. Yeah, so it's really good. I'm really excited about that because it's something I've not said, and it's like publicly it's saying quite a bit. So it's quite traumatic, some of the stuff I went through. So no, in a really bad way. I'm not talking about like well, it's not to do with physical abuse or anything like that. But it's to do with other stuff. So yeah, I better not reveal everything. I get too excited about these stuff. But it has a really good. Anyway, that's enough of that. I don't want to give it away. I'm terrible at giving away movies. I do movie reviews on this channel. I've got to be careful not to review my own movie before it's even out. So where are we? Oh yeah, Megan said you just joined ASAP. Oh, I haven't been on ASAP today. I went on there last night. Because there was a guy who connected with me on ASAP. So it was the one who said that I'm not what I don't. He doesn't fit my description, but he's still interested in talking to me anyway. If I would be up for that, so I said yeah. But at the moment there is a delay. Because like the guy I usually speak to quite a bit on there, I didn't message him back for about 6 days because I have said that I'm really busy at the moment. So I just, I have to like literally be off social media more to focus on my work. Because otherwise I don't get anything done. Because you can imagine I get messaged all the time by people. Do you know what I mean? I get emails and I get Facebook. I get a lot of Facebook messages at the moment because I'm doing a course on Facebook, which I'm 2 days behind it at the moment. So it's like, because I've got to focus on this video stuff. It's more important, really. Yeah, so Eddie said sorry for all the savages you have to deal with. Luna says so stupid. Megan, yeah, people need to take a hike. There's nothing wrong with anyone's orientation. It doesn't harm anyone. That is so true, Megan. It doesn't harm anyone at all, and I don't know. Luna says that's such a good point. So yeah, I can't seem to stay offline. Oh, Megan, that's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, like because I have to like force myself to go offline for a bit, because if I don't get any work done, you know. And I can be easily distracted, you know, and I get into one conversation, one person. Like sometimes on Facebook, I got 3 people messaging me at once. It's like it gets a bit much trying to juggle, but I never get any work done, and I do work from home, and I have to discipline myself, because obviously if I don't discipline myself, it's not like I'm going out to work for an employer where there's a set amount of time that I'm gonna be in an office or be on a shop floor where I'm not allowed my phone. I have to like still work, but I have to cut off myself, because otherwise, you know, I'm cutting into my work time that I need to be working. So I need to get more and more disciplined with that. It's just because a lot of the work I do is actually online as well. I have to kind of, you know, do some stuff online, and it's particularly because I'm doing a course online at the moment. You know, that makes things a little bit more difficult. But like I said, I haven't even done the last 2 days training. Well, half an hour of the previous days I caught, the last half hour, but there's about 4 hours of training to do, and it finishes on Monday. We're in Sunday now. It finishes tomorrow. So I don't know. I think you can catch up with it on replays, but it's not usually the same thing as watching it live. And I think the replays, they might take some of them down. So, but you know, I just want to do this for asexuals. It's really important that I encourage more and more people to be asexual meetup organizers, because we need more people all around the world to do that, to bring more asexual together, so we can connect more with each other and have someone, you know, that understands us and cares about us and knows what we're going through, you know. So it's very, very important. But yeah, so in regards to, again, going back to like the video I was originally talking about with this, you know, is that I do get freaked out when guys start talking about their bedrooms if they're not asexual, and it's just completely different, because I've been in heterosexual relationships and I know what sexual guys are like. It's kind of like the home that they have is very much based on the bedroom. You know, if you're in a relationship with a sexual person, usually a sexual person wants sex quite a lot, and when they want the sex, you know, it's kind of like you can't really go to sleep just going in a bed. This is if you're in a sexual relationship with a sexual person, right? Or they want you to have sex, or they're pressurizing you to have sex. You can't really be in a relationship with a sexual person and be in bed with them and be at ease, because it's kind of like they always expect the bedroom to lead to sex, or them to lead you to the bedroom for sex. So it makes it really difficult in that way, you know. That's why I really don't want to go back to that life, you know. I had that type of life in the past, you know, because I was in heterosexual relationships for half my life, and I don't want that again. Now I've seen the beauty of being around asexuals, the beauty of not having that sexual, you know, that sexual energy coming my way that I especially don't want in my own home, you know. I just want to be free to be me in my own home. I want to chill out, not have that, oh, are you going to have sex with me? Are you going to have sex with me? You know, it's very tense if you're someone who doesn't like that. If you're someone who loves it, it's like, woohoo, let's throw all the bed covers off. Let's just go at it like rabbits. But if you're someone like who really doesn't like it and doesn't want it and need it can get quite scary. Luna, how long did it take you to not go back to that life? I haven't had sex since 2011. We're now in 2020, so I haven't had sex for 9 years. Well, it was October 2011 when I last had sex. So yeah, nearly 9 years. So yeah, thank God I haven't had sex for 9 years. It's amazing. Oh, it is. It's just so incredible. I'm so happy to have not had sex all that time. It's just so much better, honestly. It's really, really, really good. You know, it is good. I'm not saying it makes it easy trying to get a relationship, but it is really, really good. You know, I have dated sexuals since then. I have been in relationships very, very well. 2 relationships very briefly with sexual guys, and I've dated some sexual guys, but I haven't actually dated any asexual guys apart from one asexual guy online that I never actually met in person. Well, I technically was in a relationship with him for a month, but I never actually met him offline. He was no good for me in the end. So I'm not even sure if he's actually asexual. He said he was. But I have my doubts about that. So yeah, I think he may be not able to have had sex rather than didn't want it. Luna, wow, it does seem hard. It's as though you want the sexual to understand what you're doing for them. I've got to laugh about it now. Well, with my last long-term ex, there was months like we wouldn't do that for a couple of months, so it suited me really well. But then I would do it a lot with them, and I would do it like 3 times in a row with them one night just to get it all out of the way. Really, I mean, I'm like, oh well, I'm risking pregnancy. Obviously, I was taking contraception, but I'm like, I'm risking pregnancy anyway, so may as well just get all that rubbish out in one go. So yeah, when there's a huge myth that sexuals, guys for example, cannot have sex multiple times in a row, that they can't do that, they have to have a break in between. That is not true in my experience. So just in case you are going into the realm of having a relationship with a sexual person and they're like, oh yeah, guys can't have sex one time after the other, it's impossible, they need to wait a while, it's actually not true. Not with my ex. So obviously if one guy can do that, there's other guys that can do it too. So that's a really, really big myth. I hear it all the time. Oh, you have to wait. It's like, no, that's not true. Sam, I just got cheated on a lot for not having sex with them, but I shall find someone eventually. Yeah, I got cheated on as well, as you probably, as we've talked about. It's really horrible. I think if a guy can't live without sex, then he should just not bother being in a relationship with us. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, obviously, asexuals have to be honest. I didn't know I was asexual back then, but I knew I wasn't really into sex. And I wasn't bothered about it. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather be doing the washing up. The only reason I liked my last long-term ex in any way doing that, it wasn't the sex itself, it was the foreplay and the kissing, to be honest with you. The rest of it, I'm like, I'm not interested. Can we not just stay with your finger and your tongue? I just don't need anything else. Sam, I was always upfront about having no interest in sex even before I knew about asexuality. Yeah, you're really good, Sam. Really, really good. I just always gone along with it because I'd always had sex from a very young age. Well, I say very young. Like someone tried it on with me when I was 15, which if you've read my story, it wasn't nice. And then 16 was when I first had sex. I was pressurized into it, Oh, Megan, my whole life is 2. That's really good, Megan. I think it's really, really good. It's really, really good that you're like that. And I mean, I do tell people on this channel, if you're ever afraid of saying I'm asexual, just please tell someone I don't like sex, I have no interest in it. And if they're like, just say, well, people don't like certain things. Mine's I don't like sex. You know what I mean? If you don't want to use the word asexual, if you think that's too alien to them. And I think it's good. I think people that don't have sex and have kept their virginity for themselves, I think it's amazing. I think it's really, 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 really good thing, I mean, that thing's precious. You shouldn't be giving it away to just anyone, everyone. And I was pressurized into it. It's not nice, and I think it's good if you got the sense not to do that and not to let yourself be pressured. Luna, when I said to my partner before I knew asexuality, I have sex for you, I was always almost left by my partner. Oh, bless you. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Sexuals want to be sexually desired usually. I mean, obviously, I'll be talking a lot. There's a lot more talk about this type of thing in the Asexual Guide to Sex book, which is coming out this year, and I'm really excited for that. So it will make a lot more sense with everything together. But yeah, sexuals do tend to feel that they want I mean, there's some sexuals that are not very good and they just want sex and don't care whether you like it or interested or not, but there's some sexuals who really want to be strongly sexually desired. They want you to want the sex as much as them, and obviously if you don't, it's kind of like some of the times they feel rejected, and sometimes they feel like that's being neglected in the relationship. But it's just like a lot of the time I think it's really hard for asexuals and sexuals to be in a relationship together. I think it's a lot easier in theory for us to be with our own kind, but it doesn't always work out like that. Do you know what I mean? Because I mean, for me, it's very difficult for me to find an asexual guy that matches my needs. Do you know what I mean? I've got more things probably in some ways that, you know, would be compatible with sexuals, but there's just the sex thing that's not good. Do you know what I mean? Luna, I was surprised how much sexuals actually did want to please their partner, but it still is driven by selfish desires, in my opinion. Yeah, Luna, they are very, very, very focused on their genitalia. And they're very, very kind of like needing that, if you know what I mean, a lot of them. So yeah, I mean, a good sexual person will want to please their partner sexually, because they'll know, if they're sensible, that the person on the receiving end is more likely to enjoy the whole experience and want to do that more with them. Because to be quite honest, whatever sexuality, sexual orientation you are, if you're not having a good experience, you're not going to want to do that. Do you know what I mean? So people should be making, partners should be making that appealing for each other as much as possible. So a good sexual guy partner will want to please the other person in lots of other ways, with sensual touching and kissing and caressing, or whatever the other person's into. I don't like these days, I don't really want to be naked with a guy. I don't want a guy's hands all over my body. so that's kind of like makes things even more awkward for me, but it's just the way it is. Sam, I get told, why do you want a relationship if you don't have sex? And that question always baffles me. Megan says, yeah, Sam, absolutely. Yeah, it's just, I you know what I mean? It's like, a relationship is not about sex, but that's the way sexuals see it. They say every relationship has to have sex. That's what makes it different to a friendship. That's how they see it. If you watched my last video about sexual feelings versus romantic feelings, and you listen to what I said about the fact I'm doing training at the moment, and this coach was talking about relationships and talking about the difference between a friendship and an intimate relationship. Is a friendship is based on connection due to shared interests, but an intimate relationship is to do with based on intimacy. Now, they didn't actually say sex, but that obviously is mostly, you know, it's going to be implied. But, you know, with asexuals, we love through a deep, deep emotional connection, you know? So our intimacy cannot involve sex, and it can still last a lifetime. Do you know what I mean? There are so many other forms of intimacy, but to sexuals, you have to have sex as well as part of that intimacy. But with us, we don't need that, you know? That's why kind of we're a beautiful phenomenon in that way, because we can actually love forever without the sex. We can still keep that spark going. So we're talking about a lot yesterday about spark, you know, the intimacy. Well, it'd be the day before yesterday actually, but I only watched the video. Was it yesterday, or I'm getting confused now? But it was the last video I actually watched. It's 2 days ago video, but I watched it later. So you know, asexuals can love through a very deep emotional connection, and they were on about, the sexual coach was on about, you know, keeping the intimacy alive and stuff like that. And once you kind of lose that kind of like chemical reaction, if you like, that's when, you know, that you just end up friends. And I do know from biology that love is meant to be a chemical reaction. That's what love's meant to be. And when people fall out of love, they stop having these chemical reactions for the other person. But you know, it's very interesting, I think, that asexuals don't need the sex. Luna, like the epitome of love is sex. Is it how they see it, isn't it? Yeah. It's how, I don't know why they see the epitome of love is sex. Sex and love are two completely different things that many people just put together. But you know, I don't think I could be with a sexual guy. You'd have to have a very low sex drive, or really not be into sex for me to even be with him long term. But I can't see, all I can see me doing is going to a club and kissing some sexual guys, but never actually being in a relationship with one, because it's like, I just want the kissing. I don't need anything else. I think I've come to a conclusion, like, I'm a hyper kisser. Not only just a hyper romantic, but a hyper kisser. Because it's like I can kiss happily for 3 hours, and it's just like time is flown by, and it's like I haven't really done that for 3 hours. And I've learned through knowing some hypersexuals, they can have sex for 3 hours, yeah, don't ask me how they do that, and bits don't drop off and get sore, but they can have sex for 3 hours. I don't like sex, don't want that, but I'm a hyper kisser, so I can happily have kissing for 3 hours, and it just time flies by like it's not been 3 hours. Megan, from the words of Alicia Keys, some people think that the physical things define what's within. That's very interesting. Don't know if that's a good quote, but I think of that when it comes to this kind of stuff. Some people think that the physical things define what's within. Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Because we're all spirit. Well, we're all. I don't know if you're spiritual or not, but we're all spirits, really. And our spirit don't have to have sex. Do you know what I mean? We can spiritually connect with people. We don't need the physical body to do that. There's a lot of stuff around sex to do with it being a spiritual thing in and of itself. There's something, I don't know if you know this, being asexual, but there's something called yoni. The yoni is meant to be the woman's bit down there, and there's guys that worship the yoni. It's supposed to have some sacred spiritual meaning. Oh boy, exactly. Luna, don't know how they don't get sore. They do. Yoni, yeah, it's spelled Y-O-N-I. It's a woman's vagina, I think, as far as I know. Oh, yes. And there's like spiritual people who yeah, exactly. But just so you know, if you come across people saying that, that's what they're talking about usually. And it's very well known in spiritual is it tantra sex and stuff like that, and yup, yoni. Now I feel like death. Sorry, Megan. I'm really sorry. I love your face. You feel like you're gonna throw up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love your face. I mean, I don't think it's nice that you feel like death. I just think the smiley says it all. Yeah, I just thought you should know about it, just to be aware in case someone starts, in case you ever overhear of a conversation with that in it. But it's because I'm with a lot of, like, I do obviously have a lot of entrepreneur friends on Facebook. I have quite a lot of asexuals and quite a lot of entrepreneurs, because I call myself the asexual entrepreneur, in case you didn't know that, because I promote asexuality across loads of entrepreneurial stuff. I talk about it wherever and wherever, and I'm on LinkedIn saying about my asexual channel and everything. Do you know what I mean? Presenter of this channel. So I pretty much advertise asexuality wherever I can. And and so there was this one guy who does speaking. And he actually, he's a speaker. He has a training academy to teach other people how to speak. And also he has guest speakers who come to the Speakers Academy that he runs. And also he does have another role, which is talking about sex, not from an asexual point of view, from a conscious point of view, as they call it, which is a spiritual point of view. But they do some very strange things that, to me personally, aren't spiritual. Some of the stuff, like they do a lot of bondage type stuff, which is BDSM stuff, which apparently is somehow spiritual, because it's cathartic with someone being tied up to the ceiling and a woman, for example, and the guy doing what he wants, and it's all about trust and control or whatever it is, and pleasure. Well, I don't really go there, but I'm actually in his group, and I saw that once, and I'm like, oh my god, I think I should just not go in this group very much at all. And anyway, he had a guest speaker once, and the guest speaker was was job and whole, like, life purpose, and what he does, obviously I help asexuals. He talks about YONI and tries to help women and stuff to do with that worship of that area. And he does stuff with multiple women, but it's okay because it's all for the spirituality of it. Do you know what I mean? It's wrapped up in spirituality. So it kind of makes me feel a bit weird, that stuff. It's like, if I was to get sexual again, I would not want to be in a room with loads of other people doing that, like a mass orgy, even if it is wrapped up in spirituality, it's just no thank you. I'm not interested. I'm not doing that. My private bits, even if they were to go on display to a partner, I do not want them displayed all in a room with people I don't know or anyone else I did know or anyone at all. I would just want that to be private. You know, it's just like really, it's very, I mean, I think it's good for me to be aware of what's going on in the outer world, but it's kind of like a bit crazy. They kind of think, they sometimes think asexuals are weird, don't they? I'm like, I don't think it's just asexuals. Or I don't think asexuals are weird at all a lot of the time. I think we're quite sane. I think it's the rest of the world that's kind of strange. But there you go. That's part of being asexual, I guess. Megan, yeah, thanks for warning me. Sam, the person's bits seem to have so many names. They could have an entire thesaurus dedicated to them. I do like that, Sam. I do like that. Megan, it would seem that people like talking about the female body a lot, yes. And usually it's guys. That's what really irritates me, to be honest. I'm thinking, why are you learning about the woman's body from a guy? How does the guy know about a woman's body? It's all, he might know verbally what people have told him, but he doesn't experience what women experience. Do you know what I mean? It's like men learn from other men about dating women, yet men don't really have a clue about women because they're different. So why are so many women learning about dating relationships from a guy when they're looking to get into a relationship with a woman? It just doesn't make sense. It's like guys should learn from women how to get into relationships with women because women know themselves better than guys do. Do you know what I mean? Luna, Yoni, female and the male lingam. It is tantric. Haha. I finally found out in tantric sex that people don't even move before ace. I found out in tantric sex that people don't even move. Before asexual, I told myself this is the sex for me. No moving. Oh dear. Megan, that's not even spiritual, it's just gross. And extremely awkward. Yeah, exactly. It makes me shudder. Yeah, it's just I know there's a lot of people that believe all that stuff's spiritual. And you know, everyone's got their own opinions and entitled to it, but as personally, I just feel a bit creeped out, especially by the BDSM stuff the most. I know there's a lot of asexuals that still do BDSM stuff though, so you know, each to their own. But I mean, personally, when someone's tied up in bandages swinging from a ceiling, a woman, and she's got all her arms and her legs tied up and a guy's touching, I just, oh man, I just don't like that type of thing. It makes me completely cringe. There's absolutely no way on planet Earth I would ever want a guy to do that to me. No, none of my heterosexual exes were ever asking me to do anything like that. I would have literally run a mile. You know, to me, that's not loving, but that's just the way I personally feel about that type of thing. You know, I don't like pain, and I certainly would not want to be tied up by someone. You know, to me, that's not love. You know, I associate that with more with abusive type of situations. Personally, I do, you know. And I really respect that other people have got completely different opinions to me on that. But, you know, Sam, humans baffle me more and more with each passing day. I know. Yeah, I know that some people, I don't know if I even want to go into this, but from my research, some people actually are in a room together. I don't even know if I want to say that. So basically what Luna said about the fact that they found in tantric sex, the people don't even move. There are some situations where they will be in the room having, for example, orgasms without actually having sex, but you're in a room full of people having that experience because you apparently can orgasm without actually having intercourse, which I guess is good for some asexuals if you like orgasming without intercourse, but probably you'd want to do that in private, not in a room full of people moaning. Um, Megan, haha. When I see aliens for the first time, I'm going to say, "Beam me up, Scotty. Humanity is scary." Megan, haha, the same. Yeah, I think we are like on our own planet a lot of the time, asexuals. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was an alien years ago, but obviously it's so nice to be here with you because I like feel at home. I feel so at home when I'm around other asexuals. It's like finally I've come home. We're on our little spaceship here on YouTube together. It's great, because it does feel very, very disconcerting sometimes, the kind of stuff that other people like. But I mean, obviously, we each have our own likes and dislikes. It doesn't mean to say that what I like other people have to like, or what I dislike other people have to dislike. But I do have strong opinions that I don't mind sharing on this channel. It's so great to be here with you all. Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? It's nice to actually chill out and hang out with each other. It's really, really good for us. And I think it's really nice as well because there's a lot of rubbish that goes around in the world. You don't know what to believe with anything. So it's just better to stay in your own little ace bubble and interact with people of your own kind while all the other people just go about their daily blah 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 blurs, and we're like, just stay centered, just stay focused on having a good asexual life, and just let the rest of the earthlings get on with whatever they've got to do to sort the mess out that is going on. And let's just get and stay centered, stay focused, stay positive, stay on our mission. Like I'm really stepping up my game this year. I have to say I'm a busy, more productive this year than I've ever been. I really feel like I'm getting ahead a lot more this year, which is good. So, like, I think situations like either spur you on, you can use that energy for positivity stuff and for doing lots of stuff and making a difference, or you can kind of use it for, not doing much. But I really, really love the fact that we can chill and hang out here. It's really good. But it is really it's really kind of like strange. I think it's a very big contrast for me personally, going from the heterosexual world I sort of lived in before for years of my life, going to the life now. I mean, I much prefer my life now. I really feel I can truly be myself. Whereas in the past life, I mean, I even before I found out I was asexual in 2012, my life did change quite a bit, because I stopped being depressed then. So that was really, really good. But I still wasn't understood in certain things, like like my parents didn't understand why I didn't like nudity. They really didn't get it, and it's like I just really don't know. I've never liked that. And so I know Sam's nudity repulsed like me, and it's just really nice to find some asexuals who've got similar character traits, who think the same or similar. It's just really nice to be able to like relate to someone. When before you find out you're asexual, you kind of think you're all alone and that no one understands you. And even if someone tries to understand asexuality, it's not the same as actually being asexual and experiencing firsthand what asexuality is. And and being able to relate to people of your own kind, I think that there's just something magical about that and special that you can't get anywhere else. However much someone else tries to understand, they can't really understand because they're not asexual. Do you know what I mean? So but I much prefer my asexual life. I don't want to go back to that sexual. I don't mind kissing sexuals to a certain extent if I am comfortable enough to do it. And they love kissing a lot more than a lot of the asexuals I meet. But I am finding that more asexuals that I meet usually are into kissing, more foreign guys anyway, but they're all in other countries. So do you know what I mean? So, but I think I'll keep getting closer and closer to the guy I'm meant to eventually be with. But I mean, I've got a lot of criteria for a guy, but I do actually like my single life. Sometimes I think, Sandra, just go dancing, because I'm an extrovert. I can go dancing, I can kiss guys that I don't even know. I don't have a problem with doing that like most people would. Like, oh my God, how can you do that? I'm like, because the environment's safe, everyone's enjoying themselves. I feel safe with the security guards. The guys like are there, most of them are younger. They're kind of my type of guys, and I feel really confident and comfortable in that environment, and I just like kissing. So rather than waiting years for my asexual guy to turn up, it's just better for me to do that and then go home and not have all the drama of a sexual person not being suitable for a relationship. I could just kiss and go home. Do you know what I mean? which is a bit strange, but it's just kind of the way it is lately, you know. I just think sometimes that's an easier life than ever thinking about relationships, because I find, you know, like relationships and dating are difficult, and you know, I've really got to know someone for a very long time before I get with them, you know. It's like, you know, you've really got to find out if someone's really asexual as well. I mean, there are some people that are not actually asexual, and you only find that out once you start talking to them. I mean, there's even a guy on ASAP, and he's like, "Oh, I'm new here. Is it still okay to send dick pics?" And he's on ASAP, and I'm like, "Why are you even posting that? It's not funny, you know." That's in his profile. And it's like, ugh, why would you even say something like that on an asexual dating app? You know, it's disgusting. Even when I was with heterosexuals, they never sent me pictures of their dick. Oh, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's, you know what I mean? When I was in relationships, they never sent any pictures like that. Do you know what I mean? They never did anything like that. It's like, even when on Avon, I met there was a foreign guy on there in the UK. And straight away he said, "Oh yeah, but I like nudes. It's part of what I need in a relationship, like nude photographs." It's like, I've only just started talking to you, and no, you're not my type of guy. And I'm like, really? Why am I getting this type of thing from asexuals when I never had sexuals saying this to me? You know, it's kind of very strange. And that's why sometimes I think it is, you know, like with the asexual guys I'm attracting, there's not much difference between them and a sexual guy apart from they don't have sex. But sometimes they're asking me for stuff more than a sexual person would ask for. Not in terms of sex, but in the terms of the other sexual stuff. I'm like, what's going on? You know? So I think dating relationships are difficult. I think you have to listen to what they say, watch what they do, and see if they marry up, because you should always look at the person's actions rather than just their words. It's very easy to say, "Oh, I don't like sex either," or "I'm cool with not having sex," right? But if you're eating food with them, for example, and they're literally looking at a woman with her boobs hanging out and staring at other women all the time, then you know really they're not that into you. They're too busy like looking at other women. Do you know what I mean? It's a dead giveaway. And you know what I mean? And if they're trying to like make you feel like you're not enough unless you're talking about sex or something, or they're not interested in you unless you're talking about sexual stuff, then again, they're no good for you. You know? Even some asexual guys, you know, like I've started saying about, they started talking to me about kissing. I've said this before, and then they just stop talking to me when I stop talking about intimate kissing. It's like, I didn't come here for just a kissing arousal fest. I came just to, you know, get to know you. I do like kissing, but you know what I mean? I mean, guys seem to just get aroused. All the asexual guys seem to get aroused when I talk about kissing. So this doesn't matter whether I talk about it to a sexual guy or asexual guy. It's the same response. Only asexual guys usually just stop talking to me. It's like, what? Because I say I want to know their personality. Or, you know, I'm interested in other things. And it's like, no conversation. I'm like, oh dear. You know, but a warning sign obviously from a sexual person is about their bed. But I mean, honestly, I've had some weird things on asexual dating sites. One guy, I even had to ask my mum this. This is like a couple of years ago, I think now. I had to ask my mum, like, what the heck is he talking about? And there was this guy, and he was asked on an asexual dating site, and I thought, you're not asexual. He started talking to me, and then he's going, "Oh yeah, we can use a flashlight." And I was so naive. I said to my mum, "I don't know what this guy's talking about." And she's on about, "Oh, you can have sex in the dark," he's talking about, "and you can use a flashlight for it." I'm like, oh my Lord. I remember asking my mum that. I don't know how I ended up talking to my mum about that. I'm kind of not very quiet about stuff though. But I think that was a good couple of years. It might have been more 3 or 4 years ago. It was a long time ago, you know. Sam, it's really hard to get a proper conversation out of a potential romantic partner these days. I totally agree with you, Sam. It's very difficult. Like I said, even in this group that's not asexuals on Facebook, you know, the people in there, they're not really talking to other members. They're just commenting on posts. I'm not being funny, but anyone can comment on a post. Do you know what I mean? They should be trying to get to know someone. Megan, yeah, I agree. You know, they you know, like, It's like, are we here just for window service? Are we here just to look at posts? So it's just a bit like looking at a shop window, you know, like you see something really nice, like an item of clothing that you really wouldn't mind having, but you actually never go into the shop to buy it. You just window shop. I feel like a lot of the dating groups, even with sexuals in them, are like that. People are just window shopping, but they're not even doing that. A lot of the time, they're just replying to posts. So instead of doing window shopping, it's like someone sees a massive bit of signage in the window and they're like, oh, that's nice signage. Better take a picture of that with my iPhone, or better snap a picture of me with that for Instagram, and then never actually go in the shop. Do you know what I mean? Luna, what? I would be confused too about the flashlight thing. What? I still feel confused. Yeah. I didn't understand what they're going on about. Apparently, some people like to have sex in the dark, so you have it under the bed covers and then they use your flashlight to see your private parts or whatever. I'm like, because I think this guy said, oh, I'm not into sex. Yeah, and the second email I got from him, he was talking about having sex with me. He's talking about doing that. I'm like, oh my lord. I had a guy as well on Facebook in another country. I think he was Australian. And he started talking to me. He goes, oh, I don't like sex, but I wouldn't mind having it with you if I was having it. And it's like, I'd only just started talking to him. I'm like, what? It's very disturbing. Oh my God. Yeah, it's very disturbing. See, you have to be very careful. You do have to use your wits about you, even on asexual dating sites and stuff, because you have to really find out what they're like. I mean, I suppose it helps that I am into kissing and stuff sometimes, because I can find out what guys really like very quickly. Because I'm into kissing and physical intimacy in the kissing sense, if a guy is sexual, it'll usually come out very quickly. I didn't mean that as a sexual pun, by the way. Oh, you know, he will usually reveal himself quickly. That's what I'm reveal that he's not asexual very quickly. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, because he can't help himself. There was a guy on ASAP and he goes, oh, we may be asexual, but we can still have basically, you know, like show each other our private bits on video camera. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm sure you're not asexual. But I just let him go. I'm like, no, you're not for me. Because he said he was asexual in profile, but I mean, his pose wasn't asexual. I know there's no way of being asexual, but he was in a very traditional sexual pose. But I've seen some other asexual guys like that, but usually those guys are on the more sexual end of the spectrum anyway, that do certain types of poses. The one in the bed where they're putting their arm behind them and they're just like showing their top pretty much. You know, it's kind of like yeah, it's kind of like they're showing their body off and they're usually in a bed and half naked. But yeah, he was asking for like being on video camera with each other and basically having like cam sex. I'm guessing that's what he's talking about. And I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm saying, I always seem to attract a lot of the time the more sexual aids, if they really are asexual. Some of them aren't. They even admit it to me. I've had people go, oh, I'm not really asexual. They actually say those words in the decks. So I do find a lot of them out. A lot of them eventually just say, no, I'm not. I said, well, you know, because I can find them out very quickly. Luna, I've had to say many times, you're going to have to go to the bathroom. 2 guys were really nice about this. I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. Oh, man. Was that was, I guessing, when you were with a guy, a sexual guy, and you're basically saying they'll have to go and masturbate themselves because you don't want to have sexual intercourse. Is that right? Is that what you actually mean? Which is what, you know, which is what guys should be doing if they're with someone who doesn't want sex. Do you know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? Yeah. I felt I'd like to finish. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, because I once got this guy in a nightclub who said he be very careful of this, people. Be very, very careful of this. Don't fall for this one. They're a security guard that's off duty. They work in the club or the pub or the bar, and they're normally a security guard who works there, but they're off duty at the moment. That is them just trying to make you feel secure on false pretenses. I've had quite a few guys do this to me now, right? So I know it's just something that they do. There was one guy at the club I go to, actually, And he was like, oh, I'm a security guard. I'm like, well, and he wanted my number. I said, well, if you're a security guard, then you won't need my number because I'll see you around the city then. He wasn't a security guard, obviously. He's just talking rubbish. But yeah, there was this guy, because I was naive to it. I wasn't 100% sure, because there was this guy who was in one of the clubs years ago. I don't even know if I knew I was asexual back then. I think it might have been shortly before I found out I was, or maybe it was a little bit after. I think it was back in 2014 actually, and with the year I found out I was asexual. I think it was. And so, yeah, and he was in the club and he was chatting me up, and I was saying that I don't like sex and stuff. He's like, well, what's a guy supposed to do then? Like, in that scenario? I said, well, he's go and masturbate himself, obviously. And the guy just looked at me, gone out, as if I'd said something that was, like, so terrible. Yeah, they are creepy people. Megan, I've had to deal with a perverted guy one time in my past that kept looking up and down my body creepily. Other than that, never had a sexual experience ever. Ugh, that's enough to put you off for life, isn't it, Megan? There's loads of guys that look at my boobs. I'm like, hello, I do have a brain and I do have an actual face, in case you didn't notice. And what I really hate is when it's older guys, because I'm not aesthetically attracted to older guys. I'm just not. And the other day I was going to my local my supermarket is a little bit further away. It's about 15 minutes, a bigger supermarket. And this guy, I was wearing this top, right, which I looked really nice in, but it's a very clingy top, and not revealing as in flesh, just very clingy. And I'm not small chested, and this guy, he was just staring at me, and he must have been in his 50s or older, and I'm just like, I really don't like, I'm not into that age group at all. I'm not into older than me. I'm not into that age group. And it was just really disgusting. And I could see him going, woo, like this. And I'm just like, don't look at him, Sandra. Don't look at him. Pretend you haven't seen him. Just ignore him. Just go around with blinkers. Just face, turn at the traffic lights, go down there. Just don't look at him, because I really wanted to throw up. I'm like, it's so sick. I don't like guys looking at me. Ugh. If a young guy is going to look at me, that is a lot better for me. If I'm going to have someone look at me and he's a 20-year-old, I'm okay to handle that. But it's like, I do have a face and a brain. Elevator eyes. I hate that. Megan, definitely. And it made it even worse that he's also a Christian sexist. Ugh. There are way too many creeps. Yeah, there are too many creeps, aren't there? Well, what's really not very nice is when a lot of these people have got partners as well, you know. There's loads of guys on Facebook, they've got partners and they're chatting other women up, you know. Sometimes they're married with kids and they're just like in private message trying to video chat with other women. It's like, please, why be in a relationship if you're not actually going to be committed to it? I often say, you know, if you spent more time after, you know, actually appreciating the person you're with in the relationship, then you'd actually get a much better relationship, you know, because they spend hours trawling the internet for other women. If they put all those hours of energy, time and effort into the person they're with, they would have a much better relationship. They don't. Luna, more than once I had very exaggeratively wide-eyed I can't even pronounce that tonight. Satirically done the same back more than once. You did the same back. That's really funny. I mean, I do like foreign guys. I mean, I do look at younger foreign guys and think, oh God, you're gorgeous. I do sometimes think you're sexy and hot to some foreign guys. I don't want to have sex with them, but I do want to snog them. Usually in music videos quite a lot, but obviously, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, you look really good looking. Obviously, when I'm in the city, I see a lot of good looking foreign guys. When I'm in London, I see even more. And I'm like, oh, you're so good looking. But there are some guys like who I could just walk up to and kiss. Obviously, I can't do that, but I could just because I'm so attracted to them aesthetically. Luna, I'm going to get myself into trouble. You're going to get yourself yourself into trouble. Yeah, I get messaged by married guys. That's hilarious. Says Sam to Luna. Yeah, people will with accent soothing and people with accents sound soothing and make me feel warm and sleepy. Oh yeah, Megan. Of course I love Indian guys, as everyone knows by now, and I love the Indian accent. It's so beautiful and so amazing. I love it. I can't wait till I am with an Indian guy in the future, my future guy, and he's saying my name, Sandra. I love it. I love it when foreign guys say my name full stop, like with their accents. It's beautiful. Like I like Bangladesh guys, Middle Eastern as well, but particularly obviously Indian guys. And when they go, yeah, I just love it. Oh, that's making me feel very cute and sweet towards Indian guys again. It's like, where's my cute Indian guy to say my name? But my name sounds really good when a foreign guy says it. It sounds so like I really want to snog him, like really more when he says my name. Like I dated a guy, not an asexual guy once. It was a guy who smoked, and I ended up getting a chest infection for 7 weeks, and realised I can never, ever, 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 ever be in a relationship or date a smoker. It was just like horrible. And yeah, he what was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say now. It's gone out of my head. What was I gonna say? I was talking about something. What was I talking about? I was talking about kissing, and then Indian guys, and that kind of put. Oh, accents. Yes, I know what's talking about accents. So yeah, he said my name. He was Middle Eastern, I think, if I remember, and he said my name, and he did say my name very, very sexily, just from his accent. And I just said, oh, I love it when you say my name. It just made me want to kiss him all the time because he was saying my name, and he just kept purposely saying it. Then I'm like, oh, this is not fair. But he can't say your name while you're snogging him. Yes. He says my name, and then I want to snog him. And just keep snogging him. I might give him some air. Yeah, but but if I'm snogging him, not on the lips, then if snogging him like on his chest, then he can still say my name. Or snogging his ear, or yeah, top half of his body, not lower half. So if I'm kissing him a lot, then he can be saying my name while I'm kissing him. But that will kind of probably make me a bit aroused, to be honest. Because I have high arousal levels despite experiencing zero sexual attraction whatsoever, diddly squat. And I'd be aroused for kissing, not anything else. Sam, I'd have to have quite a few tea breaks. Well, you'd have to have quite a few tea breaks. What if you were kissing someone? If you were snogging? You don't like snogging though, do you, Sam? You've told me you don't like. Well, you don't mind snogging guys so much. But yeah, I thought snogging was like mushy mouth stuff. I know so little, huh? Well, yeah, snogging is usually on the mouth, but you know, you can actually kiss other areas of body, and you could I could tongue kiss a guy's chest, for example. If he's cute, I give it a go, but cuddling is better. If he's cute, you give it a go, but cuddling is better. Just wait while you have a young, cute guy and you start snogging him. You never know. Well, I don't want to say you might like it, because I don't like it when people say, oh, you just haven't tried sex, you might like it, because that's ridiculous. If you know you don't like something, you know you don't like something. But yeah, I must be one of the few people that actually likes kissing more than cuddling. Even in the sexual group, they ask this, which is better? Which do you prefer, kissing or cuddling? And I'm like, well, I like cuddling, but actually I prefer kissing. There's not many people that say that, is there? It's because, do you know what I mean? If I'm snogging, I'm usually on top of the guy snogging a lot of the time. And it's like, I'm not really cuddling him. I'm snogging him. And also, because I have fibromyalgia, cuddling can be pressure on my pressure points, so I've got to be careful of that. Do you know what I mean? But if I'm in public, I like to cuddle, kiss, and hold hands. But I still love kissing. Kissing in public, oh my god, it's so exciting. I love kissing in public. But yeah, in general, snogging's usually to do with the mouth. That's what most people associate with in the mouth. But obviously, you know, I could be snogging a guy on his chest. For example, I could be snogging his nipples, but I don't really want to go into that. Megan, I'm not used to kissing at all. So cuddling would be nicer so I can still take naps. Oh, bless you. Oh my God. I literally can kiss for hours and I just don't get bored of it. I get bored of not kissing with a guy. I'm like, well, I need to have intellectual conversation as well. If he's intellectually stimulating and he likes kissing as well, and we have a lot of common interests, then that's a very good combination. Because I'm not interested in TV, so I'd rather sit there kissing for 3 hours than watch TV, for example. Sam, I've kissed a fair few guys, but cuddling is the best. I also like holding hands. Luna, I love the word snogging. We don't use it here in the States, but I think I'll have to start using it. Oh, yeah, snogging. I love snogging. Megan, yes, holding hands is a wonderful thing. I do like holding hands. Like, usually when I'm in the club with the foreign guys, they come out of the club holding my hand, and I'm like, I got to hold a younger foreign guy's hand, you know, because obviously with asexuals, I think we do miss the connection, the physical warmth, you know, some physical stuff. I think some of us do miss, unless you're touch averse, of course, you know. So I think, you know, like for me, when I go to the club, the guy usually, or I think in usually every case scenario, if he walks out with me, he usually always takes my hand. And I just love that. I love a guy taking my hand and putting my fingers and his fingers together and walking out with me. I'm like, oh my God, this is just like out of a movie. I literally want to make the movies real for me. I never kissed someone until I was 21. I had my first kiss when I was 6. My first passionate kiss when I was 6. Open mouth snogging, I'll have you know. And I realised then that I love kissing, but I hate sex because the guy was into doing sexual exploration. It really upset me. But I loved passionate kissing at 6 years old. Luna, love cuddling and holding hands and snogging. Oh, you like all of it, Luna, like me. This is good. I got someone in the chat that actually likes snogging. Oh man, that's good. Sam and me both are naked repulsed, and you and me both like snogging. Well, this is good. We can relate to each other. And Megan and Sam both prefer cuddling, so they can relate to each other a lot more on that. This is all good, people. This is all good. Yeah, 6 years old, I had my first kissing experience, and it wasn't like a normal 6-year-old's either. So, you know, I realized then that, oh my God, I just love kissing so much. Yeah, we're very similar. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I've always loved kissing. And I like, you know, like when I go to the club I go to, I feel like I'm acting out like some of my favorite dance movies, you know, because when I go to the club, it's literally like, I love it, you know, because I always believe you can make like your favorite type of movie scenes, good movies, a reality. Like with the romance, I believe that you can make that happen in real life. So I kind of like love it, because when I go to my favorite club, I can do lots of dancing, which I love. For a proportion of the time, they usually clear the whole dance floor, so I'm the only one dancing in front of everyone that's actually there, like a mad girl that I am. And then there's younger foreign guys, there is some younger British guys there as well, and you know, and everyone's having a good time. And like, you know, like I get to kiss some guys, like, you know, like when you see, like, I love the street dance movies, you know, I watch them all the time. And then he's like, oh, I get to kiss a guy, and I get to go out and hold his hand, and our fingers are locked, and we're chatting together as we go out. And obviously I don't see the guy usually again unless he's going to the club again. But it's so romantic, and I'm just thinking, I think I just have to have that experience. If I can't have an actual relationship, I would just have my dream like movie played out multiple times with different beautiful guys over and over again, and I'll just see how that goes. It's not a bad life, is it really? I don't have the drama, I don't have the sexual worry that he's trying to get me into bed, although he does try and get me into bed in the club. They all bloody try it, excuse my language, but you know what I mean. That's what they're mostly there for, sex. They find it very weird that I'm not into sex, and there's certain places they're not allowed to touch. Luna, finally getting used to compliments now that I know who I am. I'm an ace. Yeah, it's really good. Compliments are really good. You know, I love compliments. I don't mind a guy finding me sexy and hot and sexually attractive. I just don't want to partake in the sex. You know, and I just do attract highly sexual guys. I get all that, most of the guys that I'm attracted to me are highly sexual or on the sexual end of the asexual spectrum, you know. But some guys I do look at and I think, you know, they wouldn't be good for me because they are too innocent in the sense that I couldn't see them kissing me, if that makes sense. I feel I could spoil their innocence because I'm really into deep, passionate kissing. And I just think some guys are too young for me in that way, you know? Beautifully ace, Megan. Yeah. I know you haven't got your picture up. You haven't got your face picture up today, Megan. But I'm glad you're saying beautiful ace. And it's good that we all know who we are. We're beautiful in of our own right. We're very special, actually, because we can see the world in a completely different way than others do. You know what I mean? They don't have the benefits that we do of seeing the world in this completely unique manner. You know what I mean? It's really, really important. And you know, I do think it's harder if you're asexual who does desire some physical connection, if you, whether it's cuddling or kissing, or even just holding hands. I think it's very difficult, you know, trying to find another asexual person that would do that, or, you know, having a sexual person knowing that they want sex as well, that they can't just have that a lot of the time, you know. Megan, I got worried, haha, but it's my profile picture on ASAP. Oh, that's good. That's really good you're putting on ASAP. I haven't been on ASAP today. I've literally had my phone switched off for hours. I know there was a guy who started talking to me who's from another country, but he was he did some of his study in the UK, so I don't know if he's planning on coming back here, because he said he wanted to meet up with he wanted people that were British to connect with. So I don't know, but you know, I'll see how it goes. He's not, like he said, he's not my type. I think my voice is gonna go soon because I've been doing a lot of filming, like, as well. So I have been using my voice more lately. Like for the last couple of days, not today, but yesterday, the day before, I was doing a lot of video filming as well. Using, because obviously I was doing the movie, so maybe I'll change mine so you can all see what I look like. Haha. I made that carving. That is my profile pic. I joined ASAP last week too. I haven't had a good experience so far. I think a lot of you joined it because I said about it, aren't you? So I think it's, you know, yeah, you've got to, you know, that there's still people on ASAP that aren't asexual, but some of them actually do admit it. So, you know, one person's got in their profile they are heterosexual. ASAP is better than it used to be. Hopefully it will continue to improve. Yeah, they just did another update. The 26th. When was that? Oh, that was yesterday. The day before. That's when I was last. Oh, I was there. Yeah, about 24 hours ago. So they did do another update. So they're getting better with their updates, which is good. Sam, I have a friend on Facebook that I made through ASAP. Yeah, you did. I mean, I've got a friend that I made on ASAP on Facebook, but they don't talk to me. I've got two. They don't talk to me anymore, which is a bit sad, but never mind. I mean, we weren't suitable. I think it's because we weren't suitable romantically. So, but that's, you know, that's no one's fault. It's just the way it is. But yeah, you know, I have got one person I'm talking to on there from the UK. They seem nice. They're keeping in contact with me. Like I said, he's British, that guy, and I don't think he's attracted to me at all romantically, but we've got quite a lot of stuff in common because we're both like writing, and he's into helping people a lot, and you know, we have a lot to talk about, which is good. And it's good that he's British in a way, because I get less attracted to British guys, so I don't get hyper romantic over this guy. There's no implication from him that he fancies me whatsoever, and I don't think there's any implication from me either. And with the guy on ASAP, sorry, not ASAP, ace-book.net, he seems a nice person to talk to as well. A little bit old. Well, there's actually, like, the guy on ASAP's 23, the guy on Acebook, sorry, is 32. It's quite a big difference between the two people I'm talking to. The guy on Acebook, he's messaged me again, so I've got to check that out. I messaged him about a week ago saying, I'm going to be delaying my reply to you because I'm really stressed out. That was like last weekend, not this weekend. I haven't replied since. I've noticed he sent me another email a couple of days ago. Megan, I have a friend I made, and we talk on Discord now. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't use Discord. Apparently it's quite popular with asexuals, isn't it, Discord? I just usually use Facebook for most things. But actually the guy on ASAP said he doesn't have a Facebook profile. Sam, I still haven't quite got my head around Discord. Yeah, I try and keep my stuff, like I'm not on Instagram because it's like I can't be on so many things because I just don't get any work done. So I'm on Facebook, Google, like Gmail, Google Hangouts. I don't go on Google Hangouts very often. There's only a couple of people that, like, well, there's one guy who messages me on there who's Indian, actually married with a kid, but every so often he messages me. He used to fancy me a lot. And then and he's into business stuff as well. And yes, I'm on YouTube, Facebook. YouTube and Facebook are the two things I'm on the most. I am on Twitter, obviously, but like probably about once a week, if that. Megan, it's mostly for gaming, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I'm on YouTube more than on Facebook because, like, I'm on here for hours, as you know, over the week. But I mean, I am on Facebook quite a lot more lately in the terms of I was doing training on there. And I run 5 groups with 3 with Sam on Facebook. So I do try and answer people's messages whenever I can, in between like everything else I do. Megan, when some games have bad voice chats, Discord is another way for communication while they're playing. Yeah, I don't think you're a gamer, Sam, are you? I'm not a gamer either. Although I did we did me and Sam and 2 other asexuals, we did virtual reality gaming in my city for Asexual Meetup, and I won. I was so pleased. I'm like, yes, I won, and I don't even play video games. It's really good. So yeah, I enjoyed that. With the there's a video of an Asexual Meetup doing the virtual reality headset. There's me doing the game like this. It's really funny. Sam recorded it actually. So it was really, really funny. I make myself laugh. I'm there going no, 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 in the air with the headset on. It's really, really good. Sam, not really, but I am in 3 Discord things channels. Oh right, okay. I've never used Discord. I keep it to a minimum. Sam, you were so much better at the game. I was so bad. Oh, bless you. I don't think you were so bad. I was enjoying myself, though. I really liked going on the roller coaster ride. Oh, my Lord. They had this amazing roller coaster ride that was really scary doing the virtual reality thing because of the way the virtual reality was, right? You have a seatbelt, but the thing is there's a disconnect between your actual roller coaster you're on and the seatbelt. There's like a little bit missing. And so when you put the seatbelt on, you know you're not fully strapped into it like you would be on a normal roller coaster. There's like a gap. And so that makes it more scary. And honestly, when you're doing the virtual reality, you literally feel you're on the roller coaster, but you're not properly strapped in. And it goes so high, and you're like, OMG. And you're just on this really tiny rail, and you just feel everything like you're in a theme park. Because I love theme parks, but I can't go on every single ride because I do have a fear of heights. And it's just like, oh my goodness me. And it's just like really high, but it was so good. The theme park ride, I really, really loved that one. I'm like, this is incredible. I really love that. But the one that I was good at the most was I think it was Aliens, wasn't it, Sam? Sam, I was horrendous. You weren't horrendous. Wasn't it the Aliens? I was like trying to fight with my saber or whatever it was, my saber light, and then it switched to something else. And you keep having to move this thing so it turns into a different type of weapon, and you have to watch all these different aliens everywhere and meant to kill them. Sounds fun. It was really good fun. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. Yeah, something like that, like shooting little flying machine things. Yeah, I think that was it. Megan, oh man, sounds like the MT Everest ride from Disney. Yes, Mount Everest ride from Disney. Yes, I love Disneyland Paris. My dream is to go back there again. Last time I was in Disneyland Paris is 2017. Me and Sam have talked about going there together in the future. So as friends, obviously, because we're best friends. And yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Disneyland Paris. Megan, I went on it and it was super intense, but I loved it. It was really, really good, isn't it? I haven't been to Disneyland in America, so when you say Mount Everest ride, I don't think they've got Mount Everest. They've got something else it's called in I don't think it's actually a ride called specifically Mount Everest in Disneyland Paris. I think they go by different names. Have you seen my Disneyland Paris videos? Like, oh yeah, Disney World. So if you look at 21st Mindset Birthday, Disneyland Paris, 2017, I did well, one of the people that watches my channel sometimes called Martin, he actually edited all my like video clips together. So it's like a whole I don't know, excuse me, about 20 minutes, half an hour footage of Disneyland Paris, Animal Kingdom, Space Mountain. Yes, Luna, Space Mountain. That's what I was thinking of. But actually, Space Mountain wasn't working when I went there in 2017. It was when I was working in 2014. But if you, that's in the Magic Kingdom, but we have that too. Yeah. So last time I was really brave. I went to Disneyland Paris on my own in 2017 for my 21st Mindset birthday, and completely on my own for 4 nights and 5 days. And I was worried about going over there, but it was the most amazing time ever I had. Like, I was in Terror Tower. I made myself go on Terror Tower first by, I haven't got any friends with me. It's just me and people I don't know going on Terror Tower. It's like pre-scare. But I made myself do that first. I'm like, oh my Lord, Sandra, do the hardest ride, the most scariest ride first. Luna, sounds like we need to have a Disney trip. I do love it. I don't fly on a plane, so I went by Eurostar, and I had to actually stay over in London. But my dad paid for that for my 21st Mindset birthday, because there's a lot of money to go to Disneyland Paris. Like, I don't have the money at the moment to go to that. It's a huge amount of money. So I had to stay 2 nights in a hotel in London, then 4 nights, 5 days in Disneyland Paris. My dad paid especially because it was a very special person. A very special person. It was a very special birthday for a special person that was me. I want to meet Aladdin. We must go, Sandra. Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, Ratatouille is one of my very favourite rides, if not the... It sounds weird because there's all Space Mountain, loads of big rides, but I love Ratatouille. Like, Ratatouille is one of my very favourite rides. I wish I had that money. Yeah, Ratatouille is incredible. Ratatouille is like a 3D... No, it's a 4D, sorry, virtual reality ride. Megan, same. I love Ratatouille. You get all the heat effects, the smells and everything. It's incredible. And if you go in the different boats, it's like a boat ride type thing. You can look at it from different angles and you always see something different. I used to just keep going around because in Disneyland Paris, if you're a single person, you can get on some of the rides a lot quicker. There's 5 rides. So because I was on my own, I used to get on them a lot quicker. And I'm like, this is great. But there was some couples that were purposely splitting up and going singly, so they got more rides. I'm like, that's really cheating. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it meant I got loads of Luna. But it meant I got loads of Ratatouille rides, and I just every time you got you can see different rats and stuff. But when you go around the boat from different angles, you can see different things like underneath the buildings happening. It's very clever. I love the film Ratatouille. I've got it on disc. It's really, really good. But yeah, when I went there as well for my birthday, they had a musical show on that was all different musicals mixed together, especially on my birthday day. I'm like, wow, this is incredible. It was amazing. It's the experience of my life. I would go back there in a heartbeat if I had the money. It's just such good fun. I absolutely feel like music's camera action is just me. I don't, I'm actually like some noise, even though my place is very quiet and it's good for work. It's good for work a lot of the time. But I have to play music in between. Like, I had some breaks today in between doing the video editing because I was like, I've got to have some breaks with music because if it's too quiet, my brain just goes a bit like, ugh. But yeah, it's like it's got Disney music playing all the time throughout the whole of the time, and I always stay in a hotel that's actually part of Disneyland. But obviously, the hotel I stayed in was probably about 20 minutes actually away from the main Disneyland itself, even though it's part of the resort. There's a lot of walking involved. But I loved it because it was by the lake. And, like the first night I got there, I literally had no battery left on my phone. The charging thing I bought wasn't working properly, I don't think. And it was just like, I think I'd used all the batteries up. And I ended up asking, I didn't know where I was going because I usually stay in the hotel Santa Fe, which had a bit more of a more expensive hotel. And the first night I didn't know how to get to the hotel. I was asking these French people to show me the way that they did. So I managed to find it. But, if it's in the UK or any part of the world, you wouldn't feel very safe. Do you know what I mean? Going out late at night and, with darkness and just by water with the lights. But there you're totally I felt totally safe. Like everyone's just there for a good time. No bad stuff. It's just literally a Disney world, you're by the lake and the lights coming down and it's just beautiful. The moon's just shining on the water, reflecting, and there's just everyone's walking peacefully together, in little family groups or whatever, or twos, and trying to find their accommodation. And it's just everyone's just at peace. It's just so peaceful for the soul. It's very therapeutic for me because I feel there that I'm at one with my soul. It's totally who I am. And so I just feel so at peace. But I feel at peace when I'm in kind of a bustly environment, if I'm going on the tube in London, I chill out on the tube in London. It relaxes me, whereas everyone else gets so stressed on it. Luna, I see birthday girl behind you there. Was it recently your birthday? My birthday was in April, but I kept my birthday card up and my birthday banner. It's so funny because I just keep my cards up for ages. Yeah, so that was my birthday. See, I had, got dressing gown and stuff there, but you see, I had a 21st card, and that card was from my mum, and I got some unicorn slippers behind it, and I had birthday girl. I did a whole video. I've actually got birthday girl banners around the other side, but I don't think I can show you them. Oh, there we go. That's one of them. Because I just like them, I like magic. I've even got balloons. You're gonna laugh at this. Look, I get my balloons. This is my balloons from my birthday. So at the moment, I've still got these tiny balloons. Look, birthday girl. I still want because I just, I don't want to destroy them. It's just there's so much kind of negativity in the world, right? It's I need some positivity, and why not just celebrate my birthday for longer in some ways, And so I just still have these. They're a bit smaller. It was a huge balloon, and now it's just got this little birthday girl. It's so cute. Oh, so fun. Birthday stuff. He. Yeah, because I usually keep my cards up for a whole year till the next birthday. And usually they're out of sight near my TV, so you can't actually see them. But I kept those two up there. Because one's 21st, and I love being reminded that I'm 21 in every way but my birth certificate age. And the other card from my parents, I can't see my mum anyway, she's still on preventative lockdown, so that's a card from my mum, which is a love heart, and it's got beautiful words in it. So it's really, really nice to just have that there, and I like sparkly things, and I like the birthday girl. It's my guinea pig's birthday this month, and she had the birthday girl banner that my mum said she put on her cage. So it's kind of like I'm connected to my little piggy still, my guinea piggy. It's my parents, so it's kind of I'll keep my banner up as well. Sam, I used to sing A Whole New World whenever we had a sing-in night. That was always my favourite. They will still be holding out for a few more months at least. Yeah, I like the birthday cards up. It just makes me feel happy. I still got my balloons. The other day I did have a dream with my mum in it, and the only thing was she walked into my room, because obviously my parents, if they do visit, which they're not doing, well, my mum doesn't at the moment at all, obviously. My dad only picks stuff up if he needs to pick. Angel's my guinea pig's diabetic, so he has to pick her medication up and stuff, and that's out the back in the car, not in the same room. And so, you know, I had a dream that my mum walked in my room and go, "Why have you still got your balloons up, Sandra? You know, why have you still got your balloons around your bed, you know, in your bedroom, Sandra? Why have you still got them, basically?" And that was it. It's like, because I have and I like it that way, and that was the end of the dream. It's really funny. But thank you, Luna. Anyway, I appreciate you actually noticing that. So yeah, so birthday fun. Woo! Yeah, Whole New World's one of my very favourite songs, as you know, Sam. Oh my god, singing A Whole New World. It's the best. Whole New World is always stuck in my head, always. Ah, Sandra, love that. Yeah. Whole New World is one of my very favourite love songs ever. Like, some of my exes I have actually sent that song to. Like, I love it so much. I still play it quite often, love to listen to it. I do, but you know, like, it started to make me feel a little bit sad though. So I stopped listening to it for a while, because it's like, well, I don't have my Indian soulmate with me, and I just want an Indian soulmate. Keep that birthday fun going, girl. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, I've got my Disney throw, which I absolutely love. I've even got my I got my other throw, which is Frozen as well. So I got two throws. I got Disney. I've got them both in Disneyland Paris. Oh, I've just messed my bed up completely now. But you know, I like all cute, fluffy. You know, like, what I'd like to do if I was in bed with an asexual guy, you know, talking about beds again, you know, I actually see myself, even though I love kissing, whenever I think about being with an asexual Indian guy, it's a younger guy, in my bed, and we're like just looking at each other, smiling and cuddling pretty much. So even though I talk about kissing a lot, I actually, when I think about my Indian guy, I'm either holding his hands, talking to him on my bed, sat on top of the bed talking to him about intellectual stuff, while he's talking to me about website design. I'm there thinking, I really want to kiss you right now. And then he's in bed with me, just cuddling. I'm actually I don't even picture myself usually kissing him, which is a bit weird. Most of what I listen to is love songs. Eeyore too, yes. Sam bought me the Eeyore. That cute one. I kiss him quite a bit, actually. Gotta get some practice in. So yeah, I cuddle him in bed and I kiss him. So his lips will be worn out soon. Has someone removed their thumbs up because I said I kiss Eeyore? Like, there was 4 thumbs up, and now there was 5 thumbs up, and now there's 4, because I said I kiss Eeyore. Oh dear, someone's removed their thumbs up because I said I kiss Eeyore. I mean, that, you know, like, I'm not actually wanting a relationship with my Eeyore, just in case you didn't know that. Yeah, so yeah, Sam bought me that Eeyore. It's really, really nice. That was for my birthday. Yeah, that's what Sam got me for my birthday. They sent it over for me. It's really, really nice. Really, really nice. So yeah, I love it so much. We don't need that person. Yeah, Luna, if they're gonna literally give a thumbs up and then take it off me again, it's like, what's the point in even giving it a thumbs up? Just because I said I kiss Eeyore. It's like, at the end of the day, it's a cuddly toy. Most people kiss their cuddly toys. It's not like I'm wanting to do weird stuff with a cuddly toy. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm just kissing it a little bit goodnight and cuddling it. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? It's far better than kissing someone who's going to want things from you that you can't actually do, as in the sex. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, I love my Eeyore. You know, it's very, very cute. Very, very cute. And yeah, so, well, what was I saying? Yeah, so with an asexual guy, I do actually, you know, like, you know, an Indian guy, I do picture him like cuddling him. Like, I don't even usually want to be in a bed. Well, and romance wise, I want to be in bed with a guy. Well, asexual guy. But in terms of like sleeping, I prefer to sleep on my own because it's just easier for me. I can't usually sleep next to someone. But it's like, you know, if I was with an asexual guy, I do actually picture myself in bed with him. Maybe I'm not actually, maybe he's not staying over. Luna, I have a sweet little plush deer called Cupid that a past love won for me out of a dollar claw machine. I've kissed it. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I think, you know, like when you're a kid, you kiss your cuddly toy. So what's the difference? It's showing your cuddly toys some love and respect, you know? Who knows? They might actually come to life like Toy Story. We do not know these things, do we? The powers that be might have plans for the cuddly toys. We do not know. I love Toy Story. Well, I like the last Toy Story, I think. One of my favourites with Spoonie. It was good. Yeah, thank you for saying that you kiss it. You know, I like cuddly toys, you know. Sometimes all I want to do is cuddle a cuddly toy, you know. I'm like, forget, because, you know, like when I think about sexual guys, it's kind of like I don't want all that sexual energy all over me or pointed at me. I'd rather just cuddle a cuddly toy. Yeah, Sam's got a giant teddy that they cuddle now. Have you named your teddy yet? Toy Story's my childhood. Oh, bless you, Megan. Yeah, did you see this? Did you see the one with not Spoonie, is it? It's Forky. Forky. I said Spoonie. It's Forky. Respect. Oh, thank you. Forky, not Spoonie, Forky. Oh my god. It's because I was talking about, I did a video about spooning the other day, the asexual and sexual meaning of it. I think that's why. Yeah, Forky. Forky is so cute, isn't he? It's very, very, very good. Yeah, it's yeah, Sam's got a giant teddy they cuddle. I think a lot of asexuals need that, you know. We miss the in-person connection and, you know, that. And I think a lot of us are more like innocent, aren't we? We're kind of like youthful. A lot of asexuals look a lot younger as well. We keep our youthful looks because we're not wasting all our energy and time on sex. Have you noticed that? Forky is character in Toy Story 4. Sam, he hasn't told me his name yet, but I'll keep asking. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I'm sure he'll reveal himself to you his name to you soon. I have 20 plus small soft toys too. Yeah, I know you do, Sam. It's really, really good. I think there's nothing wrong with cuddly toys. I absolutely love cuddly toys. You know, I think cuddly toys are so beautiful. You know, and they're sweet and innocent, and they, you know, like I have cuddly toys in my bed. I have a lot of stuff. I don't think I can change my mat because it'll pull out the back, but I have like a rabbit that my friend bought me for my birthday. It's a hot water bottle as well. Sam, but the big one is better for cuddling. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with having cuddly toys and cuddling them and kissing them and stuff. I mean, obviously, if you're doing really weird stuff with it, it'd be a bit odd, but you know what I mean? Like, I think just like giving a little kiss on the lips and cuddling it is fine, you know? And I just think it's really nice to have like that, you know? I mean, as kids, they're comforting, aren't they, you know? And it's much better to do that than be worried about what's happening in the outside world and all the negativity. It's much better to just cuddle a cute, cuddly toy that makes you feel good and warm inside and is nice for you and doesn't harm anyone. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I think it's really, really important, you know, that exactly, Megan. We both agree. We all agree that it's nice to cuddle cuddly toys, you know? I think it's very important, you know, and I do think we're a lot more younger. Nothing wrong with it at all. Yeah, I don't know why someone decided to remove their thumbs up. But anyway, I wish them a lot of love. If cuddling a cuddly toy has offended them or kissing a cuddly toy has offended them, then oh well. I'm still saying it's a good thing. So who cares, right? Cures loneliness, yeah. It cures loneliness, but not only that, it makes you feel good, doesn't it? Because there's been a lot of studies done, isn't it, that cuddling actually releases endorphins and stuff. Well, if you don't cuddle a person, you can cuddle a cuddly toy. It's like stroking a dog as well. A lot of nursing homes have dogs that go and visit nursing homes because the stroking is very comforting. It makes you feel very good. It releases feel-good chemicals that actually brighten the day of the residents, that make them feel good and happy. So, you know, Sam, yeah, sod what this thing. It's your life. A human can take his place when I find a decent one. Well, I don't think anyone will take the place of my cuddly toys. My bed's full of them. I'm like, they might have to just squish on the end. Cuddly's rule. Woo! Yeah, so exactly. I love my cuddly toys, you know. I absolutely love my cuddly toys. And I wouldn't be without them, you know. Like, actually, I feel, because I was thinking about like getting rid of some of my cuddlies, and I did get rid of, what was it? Was it 2 or 3 before Christmas last year? But actually, you know, some of the ones that I was gonna get rid of, I've actually kept because I feel better, and especially with everything that's going on in the world, the negativity, I find cuddly toys just make me feel so happy. You know, they've got lots of different colours and textures. You know, because I've got them all around my room, so I haven't just got the few on my bed. I've got tons of them, or especially eat-alls, and I just think they're all beautiful to look at. They make me feel very warm and snuggly and fuzzy, great. You know, and I just feel really, really happy. Um, uh, Luna says, yeah, a decent one to Sam about, yeah, when a decent human takes, when you find a decent person. We can all hope. I used to make clothes for mine as a kid. I have been inspired and will now cuddle my dragon plushie. Oh, lots of love, Megan. I'm glad we inspired you. Yeah, it's really important, you know. It's really important because, you know, stroking and, you know, cuddling, it really brings out really good feel good chemicals. So if you haven't got a person to do with that with, then a cuddly toy is great. It's harmless. It's usually very soft and gentle. You know, it's nice textures, and it just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy. I love it. Oh, Sam needs a dragon. I'll have to be getting a dragon plushie now. Yeah, I loved it when Sam got me that eat-all. Let's go and get eat-all, shall we? Because I just need. Oh, look at this. It's so cute. Mwah. Oh well, that person who doesn't like kissing. I kiss my eat-all. Woo! I love my eat-all. It's so cute. Look at this. Hello, people. Hello, says eat-all. My dad bought me a dark blue dragon with a silver horns from a toy store. Wow. That sounds a mega gorgeous cuddly. That sounds really nice. Just be careful the horns don't poke you in the nose or eyes. But look at this. This is beautiful. Because I got a thing about starry eyes, so I can't have anything with glass eyes. Or if I do, I have to cover them up usually. Even if I really like them. So this has got really good eyes. See, very, very cute eyes. Can you see? Very beautiful face. I don't know if you're like me, but when you eat all was always my favorite growing up. Oh, I have loads of eat-alls. I've got a great big eat-all rug there, which I don't think anyone's actually seen that, apart from Sam's seen it because they've been around my place. But let me see if I can get it for you. I don't show this usually on my channel. It's usually on my ladder. Look at this. This is a lot. I don't use it as a rug because I use it as an ornament, but this is a massive, massive, massive eat-all rug. Look, it's bigger than me. I think I should just do the rest of the show like this, and someone will tune in. They'll be like, "What the heck's going on in that channel?" I'll be like, "Hello, hello, hello. I'm eat-all. How are you today? I'm great. Thank you." Megan, yes, Eeyore was always the sad eyes character that made you want to just hug him. Yeah. I didn't even realise he was sad though, because I love donkeys. And I just love donkeys. And I just thought he's got a beautiful face and he's really cute. And I always liked donkeys growing up because my where my dad used to work at a holiday camp, used to have 2 donkeys, so I just loved it. But look at this, isn't it beautiful? Like, this is like the other side of it. But I don't usually show this because no one really seen it very much. It's even got the label on. I've had it for years. It's a mega, mega, mega big thing. Look at this. Woo! Oh, yeah, that's another thing I like about Eeyore cuddly toys is you can usually style its hair as well. And I've had some Eeyores before, and they've had removable tails where you can just unvelcro them. So, yeah. Look at this Eeyore. It looks like a big turtle, doesn't he? A massive turtle with a great big tail. Yeah, it's bigger than me, pretty much. Oh, sorry, Eeyore. I might imagine. I imagine that might confuse a few humans. You should do it. Yeah, I should just do the whole show like this, and they'll be going, "Who is that person? What is she doing?" Something about his disposition I connect with. Oh, what? Well, I didn't even know he's meant to be depressed. I didn't know Eeyore's meant to be depressed. I never thought of him as a depressed thing. I just thought I used to go horse riding years ago. And when I went horse riding, I rode a horse called Joker. And Joker was always slower than every other horse. And I liked him for who he was. And the people that did the stables, they were all kind of like slapping him a little bit to, move him on, get him faster. But I was happy with his pace. I liked the fact he was different. I've always been attracted to different things. And I liked the fact that the horse was different. Obviously, I wasn't attracted to the horse as in a bad way. I just think it made the horse more attractive as in a character, as in a horse, a nice horse. And so, I just kind of like, I was sort of Eeyore, a bit like that horse, although Eeyore's a donkey, that he was more slow and cute and beautiful and different. So that's how I used to think about Eeyore, really. So I didn't know that, there was anything like he was depressed. I didn't know that about him. And then I only found that in very recent years that he's meant to be depressed. I'm like, really? I'm like, I never saw him. Look at him. Those eyes looking very inquisitive to me. And his hair is, I like spiky hair. Look at this. Spiky hair. Oh, it's so cute. He's still a lovable character though. Yeah, I think he's really lovable. I've never thought of him as depressed, so I don't think of him as depressed now. I mean, other people can think he's depressed, but I just think he's cute. I just see him as a really, really cute, lovable, like, come and give me some huggies. Come and give me some huggies, people. Come and give me some huggies. Woo, give me huggies. Sam, I used to have a little Goofy, loved him. Oh, what happened to Goofy? What happened to Goofy? Oh, me and Sam went to Disney on Ice last year. My mum paid for me to go, actually, and it was absolutely incredible, but it wasn't long enough. Luna, Eeyore is a true Taoist, not necessarily depressed. I'm not sure what Taoist is, and I don't even know if I pronounced it right. But I got told that he's meant to be depressed. That's what a lot of people have told me. Got lost when I was homeless, but he was who I first started making clothes for. Oh, bless you. It's hard if you lose cuddlies, isn't it? They grow up with you and they're like a part of your life. So unless you give them away or sell them or send them to charity, you know what I mean? You feel like you've lost a little friend. It's like, I lost a little friend. But yeah, sorry about your loss. Oh, it's good that you make clothes for them. So yeah, but I do love cuddly toys. I think they're very beautiful, very beautiful. And I'd much rather have cuddly toys on my bed than a sexual guy who was wanting sex. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to hurt me. He's not going to try and have sex with me. He's not going to do weird stuff to me. He's just going to be lovable and sit there for a nice kiss and a cuddle. Or actually, cuddle him. I do actually cuddle him more than kiss him, by the way. Sam, yeah, because I grew up with a few, with Goofy and Yappy being my favourites. Was it Yappy or Dappy? Yappy. Dappy's out of a group, isn't he? N-dubs. But I didn't know if it was Daffy Duck. Who's Yappy? I don't know if I know Yappy. Oh, he was a little dog. Oh, right, okay. I should have guessed that by the name, really. But yeah, I think cuddlies are great. You know, they do give a lot of warmth and comfort, and you know, I feel so good because I've got loads of cuddly toys all around me. Like, I wouldn't want a bland bedroom. I'd be really bored. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, you know, where's my cuddly? You know what I mean? Like, I think as people usually get older, they strip back all the stuff off their walls, and they, you know, they take away all the joy out of a lot of their rooms. Like, a lot of it's very monotone, very like bland colors, and a lot of it is not cute and cuddly. I think as people get older, they lose their sense of joy, and they lose their sense of fun and being a beautiful young person that they actually are. They make themselves, condition themselves to be older, like society dictates, because they're so afraid of having younger stuff around. Like, I've got cuddly toys all around my room. I got sparkly hearts and things. I've got Mr. Men books still out. I've got, you know, like Snoopy, and you know, I've got so many different things. Bag, purse. I got so many different things all around my room. Do you know what I mean? And I just love it. I think it's really good to have like younger stuff, because the younger stuff keeps us young. Megan, I still have my plushies from when I was younger, but I just love getting Triceratop dinosaur plushies now. Haha. Oh, Sam loves dinosaurs. Sam loves dinosaurs. Sam will be like, where did you get your dinosaurs from? Triceratops is my favourite dinosaur. Luna, people do feel just so uncomfortable with themselves. Sad, really. Yeah, they do, you know? I just feel that, you know, like, I like being young. Like, I am really, like, my young now. Like, when I was younger in birth certificate age, I was much, much older. Now I'm older in birth certificate age. I'm younger, and I love it that way because I'm really myself now. And I live like a teenager. I mean, I just love it. I mean, it's really interesting, because if you see that picture on the back, that's it's got a little oh, sorry, I'm pointing there. Can you see? It's got a little painting. That's like of a seaside thing, but this guy does caricatures, and he's got sheep. You know, he's got little sheep, and I noticed, because I've got stuff. Oh, you can't see it, but I've got above it. I don't think I can do it because I think it will pull the Mac out, but I don't know. Oh, you can just see it. See that heart? If you see that heart picture, the reason I'm showing you is because there's two sheep, right? Are they sheep? I think they're sheep, because this guy does sheep. Yeah, they're like big caricatures, though, so they've got massive bodies and small heads. And if you look at that picture, the one with the heart above the beach scene, right? There's a white sheep and a brown sheep. And I noticed in my toilet, there's also a white sheep and a brown sheep. That's because the white one represents me, the brown one represents my Indian guy, see? Or my foreign guy, at least. Without me even realising it. I'm like, oh, yes, Sandra, there's a common thread going in all your pictures. And that is, like, you know, like, you, the white sheep, and the beautiful coloured sheep is your foreign guy with all the love hearts. So you even subconsciously, subliminally put that in there. Megan, I got a little blue one from Disney, but I got a bigger one from Walmart supermarket. Oh, wow. Yeah, Sam really, really loves dinosaurs. Yeah, so Sam lives in the UK like I do, so Walmart is not available in the UK, it's just available in the USA. I expect Sam will go online now and import one from Walmart. I'm sure Amazon has them as well. Oh, it's really good. I've got a dinosaur pen my friend bought me. Not dinosaur, dragon pen my friend bought me. Sam, I just found a plush triceratops on Amazon. How did I know? You're already on the case. How did I know? See, I know these things. Sam's like, I've got to find a triceratops and you got to find a dragon at the same time. Sandra called it. Oh, I knew that you'd end up getting one of them. Might get the ankylosaur too. I don't know what the ankylosaur is because I'm not that into dinosaurs. But I don't mind the film, but I need to pour more water. My mouth's getting very dry. Another dino. I guessed it was another dinosaur. But what type of it? Is it one that goes on land? Is it one that flies? Is it one that goes in the water? Oh, the long neck dino is cute too. I do like Jurassic World though. I've got that. I did a movie review about that. I like Jurassic World. It's really good. I think that's my favourite one out of all the Jurassic Park movies. Is Jurassic World because it's more modern, isn't it? And it's centered around like a theme parky type. You know, it's more like a theme park. Well, it's like a safari park, isn't it? It's kind of Jurassic World's the best. Yeah, I really like it. I really like it. I did like I said, I did a movie review of that. So, oh yeah, land, an armored dinosaur, basically a walking tank, had a big club on his tail, herbivore. Oh, I think he was in Jurassic World, wasn't he? Wasn't it one of those dinosaurs that when they were in that glass sphere together, the boys in the glass sphere, and they were going in that field, all the dinosaurs? Wasn't there one like that in there? Does he have like a big like tail with like a spade? It looks like a spade on the end of his tail. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah. Sam's gonna have a place full of cuddlies, but it really cheers you up. Like I love having cuddly toys everywhere. It makes me feel so happy. It's much better than staring at a bland, boring wall. Thinking, especially when you're staying indoors more lately. When you're staying indoors more lately, you need things that are gonna make you feel comfortable, comforted, you know, all warm and fuzzy and happy. Do you know what I mean? Sam, I've seen all the Jurassic Park world films. Jurassic Park, the first, was the first film I saw at the cinema. The T-Rex is also cool. I follow Sue the T-Rex on Twitter. Oh, Sam follows the T-Rex on Twitter. Oh, this is so nice. Talking about cuddly toys. You know, that's what should be in bed with us, a cuddly toy rather than an actual person who's interested in sex. It's much better. Do you know what I mean? I hope we all find a nice asexual person for us one day. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's not gonna hassle us for sex or want sex from us or be interested in that. Then we all can all go to bed actually resting and chilling, or in my case, kissing. Do you know what I mean though? But we can all go and just chill out and relax, you know? I found several dragons on Amazon. I knew you would. I knew you would. It's really good. Sam's scouring Amazon live as we speak. I knew. Well, it's good you've got your big. I've got to get more dragons now. Everyone's going to be quickly searching for dragons. I should put links in the description afterwards to dragons and stuff. Oh, it's so good. But do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the difference with asexuals. If you actually meet a genuine asexual person, they are into a lot more innocent stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's really good and happy and jolly and feels like beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Oh my MG, yes, actually relaxing. Yeah, I think cuddly toys are really good. Like, I've made sure, because I changed around my room a little bit with my storage, because I can't really change my room around with furniture, but I changed the storage around up there because I got really tall ceilings, so most of my storage, most of my stuff stored high up on my wardrobes and the landlord's wardrobes. And anyway, so I've got some cuddly toy. I got 2 Eeyores right up there that you obviously can't see, because I wanted some Eeyores over there, because otherwise I had no Eeyores to look at. And then I've got a big like Eeyore there with another, like, it's a purple and cream coloured teddy. And then I've got Doodle. Do you remember Doodle from the Magic Roundabout? Megan, yeah, that's so true, Sandra. Oh, I'm glad that you think cuddly toys are much better to have. Yeah, I've got Dougal from the Magic Roundabout up there. I've got Little Miss Birthday cuddly toy, and then I've got little like Eatles going all around there, and Bagpuss, and then Forever Friends bears, and I've got sheep, and I've got Snoopy, and then I've got little bears, and I've got Eatles and more Eatles, and I've got Mr. Lazy, you know, Mr. Lazy from Mr. Men. I got Mr. Lazy. He was actually a remote control holder that I bought years ago, and he had like a little pocket as well to put things in, but the pocket, like, I think got damaged, or I got rid of that, I think. So it's just got Mr. Lazy, but he used to make a noise. He used to make a sleeping noise. I don't think he does anymore. Now, a poodle my mum bought me. I've got a snail. Love my snail. I've got a reindeer, some more Eeyores. I got another Eeyore in the corner there. And at the very back, I've got another Eeyore and stuff, and some bears somewhere. And I've got an Eeyore over there on a bauble. So I've just got so many cuddly toys. It's just like, wow. But I do feel better for having them around. It's like, you know, they're nice and fluffy and cute. And, you know, like, I think, like, you know, when everything's like about a lot of the stuff in the world is about negativity. When I see my cuddly toys, I'm just like, oh, I feel so happy. I feel like really good. I feel like, you know, I've got all my favorite little warm things around me. And, you know, a lot of the time it's like they're smiling in a nice way at me, because I make sure I get nice faces on them. I don't know what about you, but whenever I go to a shop, if I actually buy a cuddly toy, I have to look at its face. It has to have a nice face, because I can't stand it if it doesn't have a nice face. Sam chose a very good one with this. Very cute face. Like butter wouldn't melt in its mouth in a good way. Cute face. So Sam chose very well. Very well. So yeah, I just think it's really nice. You know, I've got my Mickey Mouse in the back there. That's actually a cuddly toy and a pillow. That one was from Disneyland. That's on my bed. So I now have 2 dinos and 2 dragons on the way. Oh, that's really good, Sam. Congratulations, you got 4 more additions to your family. This is good. I like it, don't you? It's much better than having physical babies. You don't have to do stuff you don't want. You get whatever, you know, you can get it to pick and choose. You don't have to well, Sam clothes them. Usually I was gonna say you'd have to feed and clothe them, but Sam likes to clothe them. So yeah, that's really good. It's really good. Just think that, you know, cuddlies need a home too. Cuddlies need a home too, people. Cuddlies need a home too. Oh, that's really good. You got 4 to add to your family. I haven't made the clothes in many years. Well, now's the time when we're indoors more to make clothes for your cuddlies, Sam. I think it's something you should look to do in the next week. Cuddlies, clothed. I think it's a good idea. Make some clothes for your cuddlies. Get inventive. I think it's a very good idea. And then, because we're Skyping tomorrow, aren't we? I was going to say, you've got to make an item of clothing by tomorrow. That'd be a good challenge for you, wouldn't it? For your big teddy bear, make a massive, massive item of clothing for your big teddy bear when I see you on Skype tomorrow. I'm always inventive. I have my own universe. I know you're always inventive. You're really good. Do you make clothes? I don't think you do you? I was going to say, do you make clothes for all the people on your starships? That'd be cool. I expect you do virtually, don't you? Do you draw diagrams of the clothes? I expect you've got all their uniforms worked out and everything. That's really good. Wouldn't it be great if you used the 3D printer to make all your universe come to reality? I'm sure you can do it. One day, one day. But yeah, it's really, really good. I just find them so beautiful. And I think, I like colour. I like lots of colours. I don't know if you noticed, like with my duvets and I mean, the curtains are actually the landlord's, but I actually love the curtains because they're very, very colourful. But if you notice, a lot of the bed covers that I have, they're very bright, and colourful because I think it's very important to have colour in your life. Do you know what I mean? I can't be doing with like plain brown carpets and magnolia walls. That's the kind of thing you meant to paint your house. And if you've got like a estate agent coming around and you just want to keep it very neutral, but it's like I like colour, and I think the colour reflects me because I'm quite a colourful character. So, Luna, we are all our own universe, truly a beautiful thing. Oh yeah, we are all our own universe. It is really a beautiful thing, Luna. Yeah, I think it's good to create your own life and your own little world. And I think asexuals, well, particularly on this channel, have got our own little world together, and we've probably got our own little universes as well separately. But Sam is actually building their own universe. They've been doing it for years since a kid. They're very, very super intelligent, like with spreadsheets and everything. Very, very intelligent. Like Sam's incredible. Their mind is just phenomenal. I always think it's good to really be proud of the things that you accomplish in life that are different to other people. Our universe is beautiful and free. Our universe is beautiful and free. It's really, really nice. I love being with asexuals, and I just think like our world is so much more sweeter, much more cuter, much more innocent, much more loving, much more giving, much more cherishing each other. Yeah, 29 years, but if anyone asks, we'll knock 20 years off. Knock 20 years off. I get you now. Oh, bless you. Yeah. Wow, Sam. 29. That, uh, yeah, you don't even look 29. Since I was 8, it was always there for me growing up. It's really, really good. It's really good. Oh, eight's my lucky and favourite number, as you know. I didn't twig that. Yeah. Eight's a very good and lucky number for me. I love the number 8. It's a very, very precious number. It's really good. Yeah. But it's really, really nice that we all take pride in our own passions, and I love people that are different. I love people that are different. I love people that are enjoying their own life. I think, we can't change the outer world, but all we can do is really influence the inner world, and really enjoy and appreciate life in the life that we do have. Like I personally love where I live. I mean, I absolutely adore the flat. I've rented this flat for years, so it's basically like my own. Although it's not obviously, but I just love it. I love the flat. I was just thinking, was it yesterday, how so lucky I am. I've got a beautiful flat. I love the colours in the flat. I love where I live. It's very close to food shops, supermarkets, train station, town, city. I've got I've got my favourite nightclub here. I've got although I'm at Ministry of Sound in London, I've got cinemas here, usually theatre. Obviously, I can't do some of this stuff at the moment. Restaurants I like to eat at, close, like public transport's very easy to get to and from my city. Quayside, 5 minutes, my little bit of countryside in the city, and it's just so beautiful. And I love the house I live in. I live in a flat in the middle of a house, but the people are very good in the sense that we've all got our own lives, but we kind of do our own thing. But I mean, I play music quite loud sometimes in here, but I mean, it's over their kitchen, so it's not too bad. But I try and be a bit more mindful, like like earlier when it was the food time that they usually eat in their kitchen, I was like mindful to keep it quiet at them. But because I live in the night usually, I just like have music that's not too loud, but I can usually I have headphones, but mine broke. But I managed to stick some tape around it, but I've got to get some new ones because my dad gave me the money for new ones because the tape is just ridiculous. And the headphones are not good because they don't stay on properly with tape. But I haven't been out because I've been so busy working. It's like I can't go out. I haven't even got paper plates anymore. It's a tragedy when I haven't got paper plates because I use paper plates to eat and chuck the paper plates, and I've used real plates. So I've got more washing up now, but it's like I couldn't go out. But I've got to go out and get some food later on today because I'm literally out of most food, most salad food anyway. Most like I've got meat but no veg, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I've got to go out and do that, but briefly across my road. But I'm just so busy. I like it when I'm very busy, build momentum. The things that I love about the moment is staying indoors more. For me, it's better because I can get more work done. When I'm going out places, it's nice, but you kind of lose momentum and you kind of get interrupted, and it takes a while to get back into the work you're doing. So I just love being able to just get it all out and finish it really and get on with it, at the moment. Um, yeah, think about connect, subconscious, connected. Yeah, I mean, I'm quite spiritual. So, but I only like to be connected to people who I actually want to be connected to. Like in terms of spirituality, obviously, a lot of people say we're a one, so we're connected to every single person in the world. I know that it probably is a lot of truth in that, but I personally don't like that idea. I just want to be connected to wonderful people who I want in my life, who I really, like you're all lovely in the chat. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to be connected to you. But there's certain people that I just like, no, I really don't want to be connected to you. And if I'm connected to everyone, I'd rather not. I'd rather just connect with people that I actually connect with in a meaningful way, not because of we're all one on the planet, if you know what I mean. Like I don't want to be connected to people who are hurt people, for example, especially very physically. I don't like that type of thing. So I'd rather just be connected to people who I want to be connected to. I feel better that way. Because I just like being connected to good people, positive people. I know there's not, it's bound to be people that aren't. But when I'm around people who make me happy, and it's absolutely lovely to talk to all in chat. I just feel it's so good. I feel we're here in this moment and we're connecting all across the universe, and we're all like kind of very relating to each other, and it's wonderful that we're all asexuals together. I know there's someone else watching as well, so hello whoever's watching. Someone else been watching a very long time, but they're quiet on here. So yeah, I just think it's really beautiful. And I think it's amazing to just be able to like enjoy life as it is in circumstances that are somewhat strange outside. I think it's nice to just keep ourselves centered and focused on cute fluffy things and things that bring our life joy and happiness, and things that just light our life and our smiles up and just make us feel really good about being ourselves. I think there's a lot of like people focus too much on being adults sometimes, and they don't actually really enjoy the child in them anymore. And everyone's got a child in them. And I think the people that bury their child when they're older, they bury the child in them. I think that's why there's kind of like an unauthenticity. People are not being their true self, and people are not having as much fun in their life as they wish they were. I feel more like my younger self now than I've ever been in my life. Like to me, my past is like an older version of me that I don't even know. I mean, I know of her and I know of it because I experienced and went through that. But to me, that's like a previous version of me, even though it was in this physical lifetime. And it's like that's the previous me, that's the old version. This is the me now. And I really love being in the here and now. I really love being just living now and living a teenager lifestyle and having fun and having lots of pretty pictures on the walls and having lots of nice duvet, like blank, throws and stuff, and having cuddly toys and having sparkly things. And I love like going out clubbing, to be honest. Like, I really fit in with that environment. Like, my best female friend, I love her to bits, but she likes going to karaoke and going to kind of older musical places than I do. And for a long time, I didn't say too much, but it wasn't really my environment. Like, I wanted to see her, and it was my environment in the sense that she was there, but it wasn't really my thing. But now, when I go to the club I go to in my city, I feel so alive, But even now, I've been literally, I mean, I've still got you can't see it, but I've got a light, I've got a disco light going on there all the time, and I put that on every day pretty much. And I listen to a lot of the music I would normally listen to in the club. So I listen to like a Spanish music, a lot of Latin music, a lot of reggaeton. And I have like every day when I put the music on, it makes me feel so good. I feel so happy, like I'm having my own little party, and I feel like all the beats are really good. So that's what I do to put myself in a good mood. And the more you're in a good mood, the better you're able to work, when you're just feeling grateful for everything, being really appreciative of what you have in the moment, and focusing all the beautiful positive stuff in your home, because let's face it, we're still in our homes a lot more lately. And because I've always been in my home a lot anyway, people think because I'm an extrovert, oh, she must be out a lot, she must not be used to being indoors. It's like, actually, I've been indoors a lot of times in my life, especially on my own living here. I'm always indoors a lot of the time, you know, because when I'm not seeing friends or going out on self dates, or unless I'm going clubbing, but that's usually about once a month. I'm at home all the time. Sam, I'm going to start traveling once a month around the UK once it's possible to do so. Oh, that'll be really, really good. That'll be really good. That's really good. Yeah, I've actually been in my past, I've actually been all over the UK, a lot of not all over it, but quite a lot of different places in the UK. I think there's a lot of, places to see that are nice in the UK, to be honest. I contacted the aquarium as well. Just so you know, Sam, our passes are still valid till October when they run out, but they won't extend them after that. But I did actually contact them by email. So I don't know. I might go and use it before like October. Well, I think it's like 27th of October, isn't it? It might all be safe to do that by then. Sam, I've lived in a lot of places in the UK, but still plenty of places I want to see. It's a very good idea, Sam. And now's the time to be making plans for the future, Now's the time when everyone else is kind of focused on chaos, is actually to bring order to your life. So it's all about making plans for the future, like what friends you want to visit, what places you want to go to, what things you want to do. Everything that you kind of like can't do now, make lists of what you would like to do when you can do it, because that gives you hope and it gives you something to plan and look forward to. And also, you might want to check out like hotels, B&Bs, places. But obviously, some places are going to shut down due to the situation. There's going to be companies going out of business. So, if you do get brochures of hotels or B&Bs, you'll have to like get all the information. But bear in mind, some of those might go in a few months' time or whatever. But you've got to have things to look forward to. So it's really important, Sam, hopefully I can time some of the trips with asexual meetups around the country too. Yes. It'll be really, really good. It'll be very good. I know that, yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the future as well. I'm quite, like at the moment, I'm okay about being at home. I just go for food because I've got so much I want to do. I've got so much things I want to get done by September that I'm actually really good with staying indoors a majority of the time, because it's like I need to get all this stuff done. And I'm not going to get it done if I keep going out all the time. It's good you're not scared of doing it alone. Go, Sam. Yeah, exactly. Go, Sam. Go, Sam. I self date a lot. I don't know if you self date, Luna, but I've spoke about it in a lot of previous videos before you even joined the community here. But self dating is very, very good. Very, very good. But I used to go to London loads on my own, like loads. For years, I used to go to London on my own. I've been to Chessington theme park in London in a year 5 times on my own. It's like, wow, that was quite a few years ago now. But yeah, I've been like it's good. You've seen those. Oh, you've seen them. That's really good. Yeah. It's very good to, yeah, it's very good to self-date, it's very good. But it's good that Sam's not scared of going to places on their own. I think it's important, you know? Like, but I've gone to London a lot of times. Very inspiring. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I know the cinema's going to open soon. I am a bit tempted to go for a self date at the cinema and sit on the front row. I wouldn't be able to sit anywhere else because I need the toilet, you know? And I'm not going to clamber over people if you're not supposed to be, you know, that's what I don't understand at the cinema. It's like, how can you socially distance unless you're actually sat like just like in households with completely you know, like on one strip? Because if you need to go to the toilet and some people have gone in before you, you can't then go over them to get to the toilet. So how does that even work? You know, you'd have to be like having one family just on one row, another family on another row, another family on another row, or in the front row with seats in between. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't really make sense. But I am very tempted to go to the cinema because I do love the cinema and I really need to have a bit of romance with myself, to be honest. More romance. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do kids club. I like going to kids club actually, but I don't know how it's going to go with kids with that. It's going to be strange. But I don't know. So I might go to the cinema. I have been thinking about it, considering it. But at the moment, you know, my best thing at the moment is I need to stay indoors and do lots of work. Sam, I used to hate going around on my own, but I've done it a few times now and want to actually see the country. That's really good, Sam. Luna, I grew up believing I couldn't do things alone as a girl. Getting out of that mindset. The word is Tia scary, and it seems on TV. Yeah, because I live alone, I do loads of stuff on my own. Do you know what I mean? Because you kind of like have to. Because it's like if I didn't do stuff on my own, I'd never go anywhere or do anything. Do you know what I mean? Um, So like yeah, people are good and want love. I believe that. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, you keep your wits about you, but it's like I get a taxi home from clubbing. I used to walk home at 2 a.m. in the morning on my own all the time. But there's some of the characters in my city, there's a few people that are like drunk and druggy people that aren't very nice. And I found that that was a problem. I was going near those type of people and having to get home, and I didn't want to. So, and there was some crime in my city that was bad crime. So I don't think it's quite as safe as it used to be. So I usually get a taxi. Well, I've always got a taxi home for the last couple of years. I think it is now. Well, whenever I started going clubbing again, was that last year I started going clubbing again? I can't even remember. I think it was last year. So for the last year, however long it was, I can't even remember now. I feel like I've been going, you know, I think it was last year I really started properly going clubbing again. I think it was. I can't remember now. I have to look back at all my videos and tell me. But anyway, yeah, so I get a taxi home now, but I walk there. So I'm still walking at 10:30, 11, but there's still buses around, there's still cars around at that time of night, you know. But it's like, you know, I've walked in the city quite a lot at night to meet my friend, you know, if I've met friends or something in the past or people from work. And I just like, you know, me and Sam went to the cinema and didn't get out till like 1 in the morning. Sam, I would love to walk the entire Great British coastline 1 year. Wow. I get wary about being out on my own at night as I've encountered a lot of homophobia. Yeah. Wow, you'd love to walk the entire British coastline 1 year. Well, I think that'd be good. I think you should definitely go for your dreams and not let anyone stop you. You know, it's really weird, but because I'm extrovert, but I actually do like being at home a lot. Like, because I've got some introverted tendencies. Sam, yeah, and raise some money for charity. Oh wow, that'd be even more amazing. Be really, really good. Really good. You got a specific charity in mind? But yeah, that would be really, really good. Really good. But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't, you know, like apart from London, in the UK, my two favorite places are where I live and London. They're my two favorite places. If I had money, I would. I mean, in the UK, but Disneyland Paris is my, you know, like if I had money, I'd be at Disneyland Paris. if I wasn't in my city, or London. Do you know what I mean? Disneyland Paris and London are my two vote places. Luna, how long do you think that'd take, Sam? Did you calculate? Oh yeah, Sam's good at calculating. Be very interesting. But yeah, I think it's really good. It's very good to have big goals, ambitions, and dreams, you know? Big goals, ambitions, and dreams. But you see, if I go somewhere on holiday ever, I always like to be doing something. You know, like loads of people, they like to sit on the beach and they like to just like sunbathe. I can't do that. It's just not me. I'm bored out, rigid out of my brain. So I have to be doing something. Like I have to be like going to theme parks, zoos, or aquariums. So pretty much what I do in the UK, I like to do if I go on holiday. I like to do that. Sam, something for mental health probably. I looked at some people's journeys, and it can be 8 to 12 months or so, depending on weather and energy, etc. Oh wow. I hate doing nothing. It's boring as hell. Yeah. I hate going. It's like if I'm going away, I want to be doing something all the time, you know? I want to be doing something all the time, you know? So when I used to go away, I used to go into different places in the UK, and I used to always go to theme parks, zoos, or aquariums there. Megan, I'm going to call my friend now. Oh yeah, it's 5 a.m. in the morning in the UK. 5:08 in the morning. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see you. Bye, Megan. Lots of love. Lots of love to you. I don't know if I'll just do one tomorrow because I've got a Skype Sam later on Monday. So I might just do like one in the early hours of tomorrow morning, like I'm doing now, because I've got loads of work to do today. Yeah, like why go on holiday and then do nothing? You could have done that at home. Yeah, bye, Megan. Lots of love. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the time with your friend. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Why go on holiday and then do nothing? You could have done that at home. Ah, Luna's in Seattle. Lots of love, Megan. Oh, you're in Seattle, 9 p.m. Yeah, it's 5:09 a.m. in the UK here on Sunday now. I'm Skyping Sam on Monday at 10 p.m. though later, but I've got loads of training I'm meant to catch up on, but I'm so busy doing video editing at the moment. I need to make that my priority. I've still got a bit of filming to do. So I'll probably be doing that most of Sunday and Monday. I might have to catch up with the training and group. I need to get the stuff doing that I'm done that I'm doing, if you know what I mean. But the training's very important in the group because that's stuff I need to know. So I don't know how I'm going to fit all that in. I will do it somehow. I might have to catch up a bit with that. Because I have later on when I'm going to have to get some sleep in a minute, I guess. But I'm too excited. But I guess I'm going to have to go in a minute and get some rest. But yeah, I think it's really, really good that if you go away somewhere, you actually, do something. Because that's what I'm like anyway. I just like doing things. Seattle, is that in Washington? Good question, Sam. Is that in Washington? I do not know my geography very well at all. Sleepless in Seattle, that's the only thing I can think of, which is the title of a film. But yeah, so I think, do you have planned out, Sam, what you're going to do in all these different places? I just wondered. Like when I went to Paris years ago, but I actually wasn't very impressed with it. Like everyone's like raised about Paris, and like pretty much the shops are the same as the ones in the UK. And it's like, I thought Paris supposed to be really romantic. Everyone raves about Paris, and I'm like, is this it? I don't find it very exciting. It just, a lot of the shops are the same. Planet Hollywood was my favorite highlight of the whole trip, I think. And it's like you got Planet Hollywood in London, and I had a boat ride. I can't swim, so that was a little bit scary, I guess, a tiny bit. And then what else did I do? I think I went up the Eiffel Tower, even though I'm scared of heights. I think I did that. I think I got a picture of it years ago. But yeah, other than that, Sam, I went to Paris. It was boring. Sam, I'm trying to learn, but it's a pretty big planet. Washington. Yeah, I got it right. I bet an A plus. A plus. Well done. Sam, I went to Paris. It was boring. Turkey's better, as was Rome. Yeah. I preferred Spain. Like, I have been to Spain. Like, I've only ever flown on a plane twice. One was to Jersey, one was to Spain. And Spain, I went to theme park, although nearly ended up like completely lost. But yeah, the theme park was amazing. Port Aventura, mind you, it scared the life out of me because I wasn't strapped in. Like in one of the rides, it was like 7 loops. It's the world's largest roller coaster, or tallest roller coaster, or the one with the most loops. I think it was. I think it was 7. Was it 7 or 9? And it's like I didn't realize there's no seatbelt. There was only headgear, and I was screaming to get off. And of course, they weren't speaking English. They didn't let me off, and I wanted to get off. It was horrible. I thought I was going to die. There's like 4 or 5-year-olds looking at me while I was crying my eyes out. I'm like, oh my god, I hate heights. It was right upside down. But I do like theme parks, but there's like a limit. But I'm a bit more daring on some of them these days. Luna, we are surrounded by a lot of water. No movies show Seattle. No movies show Seattle it as it is. Ha ha, they try. Oh bless. Sam, couldn't go up the Eiffel. I was too scared even looking up at it. Movies are never very accurate. Yeah, I know they say you can't have a romantic relationship like in the movies, but I still want a romantic relationship within the movies. I'm like, oh, I'll just make my own romantic movie up all the time. Luna, I would love to go to Turkey. Rome was less appealing than I expected. I love Venice though. So I'm not bothered. Only place I want to go back to is Disneyland Paris and London. And I do like places that are more local, like Plymouth. I like in my UK, and I like Bristol as well. So there are some other places in the UK. I went to Newquay in the UK. That was quite good. But I didn't really stay in Newquay. Like, I used it as a base, but I was going everywhere else. I've stayed in Birmingham, actually, in the UK for like a holiday. I've stayed in Torquay. I used to go to college there years ago. That's in the UK. I've been quite a lot of places in the UK. But yeah, Sam, Turkey was fantastic. I loved it. Met some lovely people too. We spent the whole week hanging out with them. I have no passport now, so won't be going out of the UK for a few years. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, that'll give me a chance to save up for Disneyland Paris in the future. Oh, dear me. But yeah, I've still got a passport. It's still valid. So, but yeah, I like the UK. I love the UK. I so love the UK. Just think about how many foreign guys struggle to get into the UK and how many want to come here. Obviously, there's something really good about the UK, right? So lots of people look to go elsewhere abroad, but everyone's looking to get into the UK. Speaks volumes, doesn't it, really? Sam, I'd love to go to Venice, but I'm scared of water, so I'd be panicking a lot, I think. Have you ever been in the Shard? Down the Shard, Sam, in London? Because that's like on water, isn't it? It's like floating restaurants, I think, isn't there, on the Shard in London? Am I right? I know someone who went to that area, went on the Shard. The UK is great. I love London. Says Luna. Sam, so many places I want to see in the UK. They're mostly nature or historic places. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm like, if I go anywhere, I want to go to places that got entertainment, like a nice nightclub and a theme park and a zoo or aquarium. Sam, no, Shard scares me too. I could walk around the bottom floor, huh? Yeah. Have you ever been to the Eden Project, Sam? I can't remember if I've asked you that or if you said you were gonna go. Because that's like nature, like flowers and plants and I don't know what else there, but that's like a nature place, isn't it? And I expect, that you'd really like that. Yeah, if I go anywhere in the UK, like I've been all over going to theme parks, zoos, and aquariums all over like the UK. But I mean, my favourite place in the UK, other than extra, is London. I love London. It's got loads. I love Shrek Adventureland in London. Oh, it's amazing. I absolutely adore it. And I like London Zoo, and I like London Aquarium, and I like a couple of the restaurants there. It's like, yeah, go to Eden Project. I think Andy would like to go to Eden Project, but hopefully we'll go to the Donkey Sanctuary. I'd like to go to the Donkey Sanctuary in Sidmouth when it's okay when everything's okay. But I just think it's good at the moment to like, well, for me, it's good for me to be indoors quite a bit because I've got like, so much to do. You know, while I've got this time that I need to be indoors anyway, I may as well just get on and do everything I can get done indoors while I've got chance to do it. Do you know what I mean? You know, I love getting a lot of stuff done. It's very, very good. But yeah, so the donkey sanctuary, if no one knows what I'm talking about, in the UK, there's a place called Sidmouth, and they have a donkey sanctuary that's free to go around. And they basically save donkeys. I actually get their brochure, so I buy stuff from their every time I go there, I buy stuff from their shop. And when I go to play a thing called the Devon County Show, usually, which wasn't on this year, they have like donkeys from there, and you can buy like notebooks. I'm always, but I think I've mentioned this before. Like I'm always buying their notebooks, like this type of thing. So they have lovely gifts with donkeys all on them. Obviously, I'm quite a fan of donkeys, and I have sold some raffle tickets in the past for them as well. And that, you know, you have a shop and there's usually a tea room as well. But obviously, you know, with things as they are at the moment, like some places are still not opening toilets and that. I can't go anywhere without a toilet. So you know what I mean. Sam, I do walks in London usually once a week prior to outbreak and go to museums on my own usually. Yes, I have been to Donkey Sanctuary and we must go again. Oh, you've been to the Donkey Sanctuary? If there's a tea room, I am there. Oh yeah, you love tea. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realise. Was it I thought you hadn't been, or was it Andy that hasn't been before? I know there's one of you that it must have been Andy then, because I was talking to you both about going. They'll probably end up going together, I guess, one day. Or unless it's two separate trips, I guess it doesn't matter, but it'd be nice to go together, wouldn't it? Andy hasn't, I have. Went with my brother a few years ago. Ah, right, okay. That makes sense. Because I know I was talking to one of you, and one of you said, no, I haven't been there before, I'd like to go. And yeah, so it must have been Andy. So yeah, it's kind of weird things you can and can't do in the outbreak, and we don't know what's going to happen in the next few months, do we? Whether everything's actually going to always stay open, or some people saying maybe things will have to close again. I wouldn't, you know, I can't see them really going to close again, but who knows? Because I don't think they're going to go to all this trouble of trying to start the economy again and then stop it. But who knows what's going to happen? You know, I think it's best just to like stay safe, stay happy, stay well, stay positive, be as productive as possible in our own home environments. Change our home environment if we don't like it. It's a perfect opportunity to like change our furniture, paint our walls, get different stuff in our homes that we love and adore. You know, take up artwork or pottery or whatever other projects and stuff that we like that we may have neglected over the years that we need to go back to. Speak to more people online like you're doing now and having chats and connecting with people and just loving life, really. I think life's a blessing when we're still in it, you know. Sam, we went to a gnome world as well. Wow. Where they just had lots of gnomes all over the place. My brother is a tad obsessed with them. Oh wow, that sounds cool. Apart from, it does remind me of those movies where the gnomes take over. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen some movies where the actual gnomes come to life and they start taking over, and there's just a whole, well, you know, whole room full of gnomes? I think, is it in the first Jumanji film, the original Jumanji, that happens? Sam, I'm trying with the people, but many are not very easy to talk to. Oh, bless you, Sam. Yeah, we're Skyping, don't forget, tomorrow. We're doing it at the later time of 10, though. I know, because I'm meant to be doing my training, but I'll probably still be doing actually my editing. I want to get some editing finished today and tomorrow. I want to get like one of the course things finished. I've got two I've got to do. I'm really trying hard to get it done. Yeah, some people are not that easy to talk to. I find that at the moment there's a few people that I wouldn't have thought about talking to that are actually talking to me, like the British guys, for example. Probably because I'm not at all attracted really to them, that it's going well. People I'm attracted to, it's like not so good with people I'm not attracted to in the asexual world. Is going well. Probably because there's no romantic vibe from me going on, so it doesn't scare them away. Oh, dear me. Yeah, it is, some people are still difficult to talk to, and we've got to remember as well that we want to be making sure that people talk to us still when this whole thing's finished and over, because it will obviously, I don't know if it'll ever go back to completely the same as it was before, hopefully. A lot of the good things will go back to the way they were before. But do you know what I mean? Like, we've got to remember that some of the people we talk to now, are they still going to be talking to us when everyone's free to socialize as much as possible? Or are people just talking now because they're bored? Because there's going to be some people online that are just bored, and when they can go back to their job, you know, it's going to be like, well, I don't need to talk to this person anymore. I'm too busy now, because I'm really busy at the moment. But we're still like in a pretty much like some of us staying at home situation and not like socially mixing. But like, I'm really busy now. So it's like, it's gonna be no different for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm probably more busier now, actually, because I've got more going on, which I'm really happy about. I'm really glad I'm busy. I'm really glad I'm productive, and I'm really glad that I have parties every day in my home where I play just like Latin music, Spanish music, reggaeton, and have like some time going woo, being hyper. So yeah, um, it's been really good. I think I better end the stream in a minute. We've been streaming for nearly 3 hours. 3 hours. 3 hours. Luna, mandatory to wear masks in Washington. Things start to open. Oh, is it mandatory to wear masks in Washington? And I think in the UK it's mandatory. I think in the UK it's mandatory to wear masks if you're on public transport, from what I know. But I don't watch the news. I just hear from my mum what she tells me if I phone my parents up, but I'm very busy at the moment doing a lot of other stuff. So Luna, I saw a person sitting in a coffee shop today. Well, I've seen people, for me personally, because I go to the quayside occasionally, and I do go food shopping. I see people all the time when I'm food shopping. I haven't literally bumped because I haven't been physically contact with them, but I've seen some people from where I used to work. Like, I saw a guy I used to work with at hospital radio, because I used to be a hospital radio presenter. I saw a girl that I used to work with in my not on the same floor. I used to work in the same department store as her. I saw her. I think who else did I see? I'm sure I saw someone else from one of my old jobs as well. So, I have actually seen some people I know. Do you know what I mean? Luna, yep, our governor made it mandatory in our state, or a fine. Oh my gosh. It's really interesting, because I was on a training, and I was on some training, and they said with the masks that apparently at the beginning, I don't know if this is true because I just don't go, but I think it was part of the training I'm doing. The guy mentioned that the masks actually still let the molecules through of the virus anyway, because the molecules of the virus are smaller than the holes or something. I don't know what to believe. So I say there's like, that's why they didn't make them mandatory originally, but now they are. But it's like the virus can still get through it anyway. So what's the point? This is what this guy was saying. I don't know if it's true. I don't know what's true anymore. So I just like, whatever we have to do, we have to do. And we just stay in our own positive, healthy, happy environment at home as much as possible. Do you know what I mean? I have masks, but I only go out once a month for medication and gas, electricity, aside from last Saturday when I actually saw some people for a few hours. Yeah, I mean, I see people when I go out, because I go out food shopping like once, twice, 3 times a week sometimes. So I see people then. And on the quayside, if I haven't been to the quayside for a while, but if I go on the quayside, I just sit there and people come past, walk past, because it's like really open grass and areas. So, you can socially distance easy from people there. And I sit on the like grass or steps, and which is built up like a stadium type thing, and people just walk by with their dogs or cycle or jog or whatever. Yeah, Sam hasn't been out hardly at all for a long time, and Sam gets food deliveries. I go actually get my shopping by hand, which reminds me later on today I've got to get some of all the shops closed. when I have to set my alarm, I better like set my actual alarm to make sure I wake up before the shop shut because it's a Sunday today and I have to get some food. Sam, but I was doing that prior to this whole situation. Don't like shopping. Only go out if I see someone usually. I actually like shopping. I love food shopping. I enjoy food shopping. I don't like cooking and I don't like cleaning, but I actually chill out while I'm food shopping. For me, it's very therapeutic usually. Obviously, it's not quite as therapeutic at the moment because you're kind of having to avoid people. But, you know, in general, I like going out food shopping. I just chill and I'm just going around the aisles. And I usually go late at night as well. So when I go, there's not many people there. I'll go like at 9 or 10 at night and I'll just go out there and there's hardly anyone there, you know, and I'll just go down the aisles with not much hassle at all, go and pick the items I want. Obviously, going late at night, sometimes there's not the items you want. That's the problem with going later at night. But it's a lot less stressful, a lot less hassle, and you can chill out. You know, so that's why I prefer it, you know. I just like, you know, kind of freedom, and I relax because when I'm at home, my works, well, this what I'm talking to you on now is a Mac and it's in what I call a workstation wardrobe. So I do shut the doors and it's hidden, but my work is in the same room as me. So it's kind of like I don't really get away from my work, but my work's my joy as well. So it's like, you know, when I go out food shopping, it's like my break from work. You know what I mean? So I just chill. Luna, I think you're right, but there are some appropriate polypropylene fibers that do catch the virus, but not everyone has these masks, so I don't know. I see many with just bandanas. Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, if it's true, it's a bit ridiculous making everything compulsory if it doesn't actually do the job it's supposed to do. It's just doing it for like the sake of doing it, for like appearances, not to make it look like you're doing something, not actually to solve the problem that they're supposed to be doing. Do you know what I mean? The guy said something about it can fit 4 molecules do, and it's you know, the virus is one tiny one or something. So it's that's why they originally said you don't have to wear them. But you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah, that's what they said. Um so yeah, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. I don't actually watch the news, so I know very little about these things. Do you know what I mean? Sam, I used to go out at night, but I had to stop going out at night last year. Yeah, I know. It's a shame. It's a shame, you know. It's a difficult situation, isn't it? Because you have your own safety to think of, but you've also got to not live in fear at the same time, you know. But I think, you know, like if you do move, because I know you're looking to move, I think that'll be better for you because you know the area more and you got some more safeness. It's going to be a better area, you know. But it's like I do get taxis now. I go out at night, but I always pay for a taxi to come home from the club because I don't want to be out at that time in the morning too on my own or walking through my city. I probably could still do it and I'd still be fine. You know, there's a guy who works at my local supermarket. He walks home for like 40 or 50 minutes every single night. I think he finishes work at 11, I think, after they closed up. So I think he gets home at midnight. He says, you know, because he lives in the same city as me. He says, like, oh, it's a safe city, which I think in general it is. But, you know, I just know there's been some more crimes that were very bad, and so like there hasn't been for a while though, for quite a few months. You know, even before the lockdown. So I think it's got better again. But you know, it's kind of like I just feel better when I get a taxi home. You know, I just it gets me home quicker, and I don't have to worry about stuff. And if I get any guys coming on to me as well, you know, I get a lot of sexual guys interested in me. I can literally stop them talking or following me or trying to get home with me. You know, if I just get in a taxi, they can't follow me then. They can't say, I'll walk you home then. They can't start making up some rubbish and come behind you or whatever. It's kind of safer a lot of the time. Safer, less hassle, less worry and stress. I do walk there on my own still. The walk does me good, I think, and I like to walk if I can. I do like, I don't want to just spend money for the sake of it. Um, It'll be different when I can move back to my hometown. Yeah, it'll be good for you, Sam. I've had 3 to 5 hour walks home a few times before I move here. I've had 3 to 5 hour walks home a few times before I moved here. Oh, Sam, it's going to be really, really good for you. You know, Sam's looking to move back to their original hometown, and I just think it's going to be good for you. You know, that's what you need to do. You know, get back to familiar surroundings. Sometimes, it's really weird. Sometimes we can travel the whole world just to find what's right in front of our noses. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I've learned. You know, that's why I love the home I live in, because I know so many people like to go traveling, but it's like I'm not bothered about traveling. It's like I have everything I want right here. I mean, my friends don't live in my city. That's the only strange thing, is my friends don't live in my city. None of my best friends, including Sam lives 200 miles away, live in my city, you know? All my friends don't live in my city. So it's kind of like a bit strange, that you might say. But I mean, I like going on solo dates anyway, you know? So that is a bit bizarre. But I mean, across the road at my supermarket, there's loads of foreign guys, so I feel right at home there. Younger foreign guys all the time. My supermarket's full of them. Obviously, it's my favourite club. There's lots. I love my city, and I love where I live. I love this flat so much. So I have everything I have right here. I mean, I haven't got my friends in my city with me, and I don't have the asexual guy I want. But other than that, I've got everything I want. You know, Sam. Hopefully, oh, Luna, that's a long walk, Sam. When can you move home? Hopefully in the next few months. The council back there are being a pain, but hopefully it will be soon sorted. Soon be sorted. Yeah, I really hope you move home, Sam. Back to your hometown. It'll be much better for you. I'll feel really happy for you as well. I'll be so proud of you. It's back near your family and back where you're in a much more secure and happy environment, you know. I often think, like, you know, even when you're looking for relationships and stuff, I often find that a lot of people end up coming back to someone that they've known before, and at the time they didn't probably think of them in a relationship, and then they end up, or it's someone they've known from their past, and all of a sudden they reoccur in their life. It's like, oh, there's like the attraction there, and they get together. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got anyone like that in my life. I have got no one that's about to turn up from my past and all of a sudden be the perfect or the near perfect or suitable romantic partner for me. So I guess, you know, but well, mate, you know, I keep thinking that that I'm gonna end up, my soulmate's gonna end up being in London. I keep really thinking that. But I mean, what if I moved away and then I found out that my soulmate's actually in my city? Do you know what I mean? It'd be sod law, that, wouldn't it? Luna. Oh yeah, Luna's asking if Sam's find it difficult to move because of the situation, the virus thing. And Sam's like, they're just generally difficult. Always have been, but I am persistent. Yeah, they are generally difficult. I think it's been even harder at the moment. Sam, I need to go to the Exeter club. There are no decent clubs here for non-heteros. Yes, you need to go to the club I go to. I have to say, the nightclub I go to is very LGBT friendly. Like, they have lesbians snogging on the dance floor. They have gays snogging on the dance floor. They have obviously heterosexuals snogging on the dance floor. And then there's just like me. It's asexual with heterosexual snogging on the dance floor. But you know what I mean? I do love the club I go to because it's full of lots of foreign guys, full of young guys anyway. You know, gays. I mean, I'm not lesbian, but you know, it's nice that they have lesbians and gays there, and you know, I'm obviously not gay or lesbian, and it's nice to have like all different types of people there, you know, and everyone's, you know, like, they're like, when I kissed the Indian guy for an hour, there was already 2 lesbians that had been kissing probably for well over an hour before that Indian guy even came into the club and kissed me. You know, and so, you know, it's a very good environment. You know, it's you know, like, people can snog there, but there's still a load of heterosexuals that go there as well. I find the LGBT friendly ones just more relaxed and less trouble. Yeah, I find it's really good. You know, that was ha. That was to me. Yeah, that there's every different type of LGBT, and then there's like every type of, good luck to you, Sal. Yeah, yeah. I kind of like, you know, there's me in the club because usually there's no other asexuals. But Sam's been with me before to that club and so is another asexual person. But it is really good. And there's actually a gay bar in my city as well that's well known. You know, not an asexual gay bar, but there might be some asexuals in there. Who knows? That's a different place though. But you know, I find the whole atmosphere really relaxing there. Like everyone's just having a good time most of the time, you know? You do get a few silly people there, but not it doesn't really spoil it that much. I mean, there was a situation where there's two gay guys snogging, but I thought one was taking advantage of the other one more because they were really sexual on the dance floor. I mean, one was shoving the other against the wall, making out like they were having sex with each other when they were blokes, making out they were having sex like a woman and man on the dance floor. And there was a lot of people, but I don't think they were worried about them being gay. It was just a case of their own safety because they were literally that one guy was shoving the other against the wall. And it's kind of like, this is a bit much because you get worried the other guy's going to get hurt a little bit, you know, like it's kind of very sexually aggressive. Even, you know, it's like one guy was much more sexually aggressive to the other gay guy. The other gay guy had been drinking lots. So kind of, it didn't feel nice to me because it felt like he was taking advantage of him, to be perfectly honest with you, which I don't like in any orientation. Whereas the two lesbians, they would just love snogging. I mean, one was putting out the other one against the wall, snogging the other one, but you could tell they were both really loving it. You know, they're both like a couple, both very firmly in love with each other, both very like, you know, one was dressed more like a guy, but they were very, very like wanting to do that. Do you know what I mean? So, Sam, we need an ace club, but I don't know how if Benny would go. Yeah, probably be me and probably be me and you, Sam. It's so aces has got me and you. Oh, we both want a guy. We'll just have to book a DJ, a nice, cute DJ. Two twin cute DJs. That'll be good. I can have the hetero DJ, you can have the homo DJ guy. Luna, I went to a party where the only two heterosexual people were male and they were both named Brian. We were calling them Bryans. Was very funny. Oh, that's really, really funny. That's really, really funny. That is really funny. It's very hilarious. I kind of like it when the tides are turned. And it's like, you know, like it's like you know, other sexualities outnumber the heterosexuals for a change. It's quite ironically good. I mean, the club I go to, there is a lot of gay guys. Usually, there's usually guys holding hands, usually guys snogging, getting really close and personal with each other. So I think there's I've seen more guys there, gays, than lesbians in the club. You know, but you know, some people just go there with their friends to hang out. They don't do the snogging stuff. Other guys are obviously going there to pick up women. What's really changed though is just like there's such a change in society shift with heterosexual guys, right? It used to be the guys used to be after women, right? And there's still a bit of that. But a lot of the time, like when you go to clubs, I've learned that the guy stands against the wall for a woman to come and pick him up. For a woman to go, oh, you know, like ask him to dance. For a woman to start approaching him. And it's kind of like, what's gone on? I'm all for equality, but the guys have just been waiting for a girl to pick them up, as in because they want sex with them. It's not a sweet thing. It's a like, come and get me. I'm just like stood here looking drop dead gorgeous. You've got to have me. So you approach me because I'm not coming to talk to you. There's kind of a really big ego thing with guys now. It's all about women should be approaching them. They're the best. Women should, you know, I'm all for equality, but it's kind of like gone to the other extreme where guys are wanting to be picked up by women. So they just stand against the wall looking pretty, or they think they are, or they stand in the middle of the dance floor just doing certain types of dancing, which is like puffing their chest out or making themselves look good, just so a woman will come over and start dancing with them. It's completely like flipped. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be doing all the work with a guy. I don't want to like to have to pick the guy up and like be like, you know, like approaching him all the time. It's just like, it feels weird. It's like, well, are you actually interested in me, or do you just want sex with anyone, and that's why I want sex with any of them. Do you know what I mean? God bless Brian, they were sweet. Oh my OMG, that is Seattle too, Sandra. Really? Yeah, what's gone on with these guys? I mean, seriously, I'm not being funny, but like, I do want a guy, and I want a guy to be a guy, like, as in a strong guy, as in I don't want to have to run around after the guy, or, like pick a guy up, or, like a guy's, like waiting for a girl, like, to come and get him, Like, it's really weird because a couple of weeks ago, there was this guy that goes to the club I usually go to, and I don't know, a long time ago, I did a video about there was this really weird thing where this guy was like crabbing me. And when I say crabbing me, right, I don't know if that's an actual sexual expression. I'm sure it probably is a proper expression. But this guy was acting like a crab. So I was dancing. I was actually facing the wall, and he was there. And he was like, every time I was moving, he was moving with me. But he was like, because I was my back to him most of the time, he was there on the front of the stage bit. I was here looking at the wall because at the time I didn't look out. I looked at the wall. But now I've got more confident, and I realise I need to look out at loads of people and just challenge myself and do that. I'm a lot better now. I used to just dance with the wall most of the time because I didn't want sexual near me a lot of the time, but I got more confident now. And literally, so he was at the front of the stage, and my back was to him, and every time I moved back, he would move. So he was like moving like a crab. And I'm like, what on earth is he doing? Does he fancy me? If he does, just come over and damn well speak to me instead of doing all this weird stuff. And that was the same night that this guy, he came up to me, this foreign guy who was older, so I wasn't really that attracted to him. And he started holding my hand to dance. I'm okay with an older guy holding my hands to dance. But after that, and he pulling me towards his body, it just makes me cringe. If I'm going to be near any genitalia, body contact with clothes on, I might add, it's got to be a young guy, not an older guy like that. It just creeps me out. And anyway, but he thought I was with this young guy who was what I call is doing this crab dancing. He's like, is he with you? I said, no. And the guy looked, because he heard us talking, and I said, oh, he thinks you're with me. Are you with me? He's going, no, I'm not with her, like this. And I'm thinking, oh, really? Okay. But I saw him like 2 weeks ago with a mate when I was walking to a shop, and he's like, oh, hi. I thought, you've never actually gone directly and spoke to me before. Like, I did think I went in when I was in the club. I think I went past him and said hi last time I was there. But he's never gone directly out of his way to talk to me, especially not in front of someone. So that was just weird. Luna, OMG, what? Sam, I was at the bar getting a drink once, and a girl came up and pinched my backside, then said I should thank her. Oh yeah, I remember that, Sam. You told me that. Luna, what did you do? At Sandra, extreme feminists have scared the men. Laugh out loud like crab dancing. OMG, I kind of love that term. Sam told her I had a boyfriend then pointed him out. That's what Sam did when the woman pinched his bum. Sam is not a him anymore. Sam's a they and them now, but back then Sam was a him. So Sam said that their boyfriend at the time pointed their boyfriend out. Crabs and Brian's crab dancing. Yeah, but it was just so like weird. Even this other guy thought this guy was with me. He's like shadowing me the whole time. But it was weird because he had a friend and they were looking at my phone, and I had a brand new phone earlier, and I thought, oh god, are they trying to look to steal my phone as well? So it was weird. Crabs and Brian's. I mean, I know crabs means something weird, doesn't it? In the United States or in the USA, doesn't crabs mean they've got a problem with betting or something? Crabs is that, and obviously there's crabs in females' genitalia head lice in their pubic hair, I think, is crabs as well. So we've got to be careful when we use the word crabs. But like crab dancing, I'm literally laughing out loud. Oh, bless you. But like it was really weird. It was like I just think I just feel, God, you're a crabber. You just crab dance all the time. You're just crabbing me. So crabbing me, you're crabbing me. So if you're bugging me, you're crabbing me. You know what I mean? It's like, and I found out that he's friends with the Bangladesh guy, the bad guy. Well, they start talking to each other and doing a bit of dancing together. So he knows the Bangladesh guy that wasn't a good guy. So it's most of the time it's better I stay clear of him. But he clearly is attracted to me, I think. That's why I was doing the crab thing. But it's like, if you're attracted to me, why don't you damn well come over and speak to me? He's still laughing. Do you know what I mean? It's you know, like when you see someone go da 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 da, and it's like it's so obvious. Like, surely you fancy me, because why are you doing that? It's like you're protecting me. It's like you're saying no one else is allowed to come near me and making sure I know you're there. But it's like, if you're going to talk to someone, just talk. I don't know what's gone on with these guys. Honestly, it's like, for goodness sake, if you want to speak to a woman, just go and speak to her. Stop faffing around and just go and do it. It's like, what's got into these people? You know what I mean? Everyone's laughing now. It's like, what's got into these people? I don't know what goes on. Maybe that's just the problem with the whole dating thing. You've got one extreme to the other. Either guys are all sex, sex, sex. I want sex now. Do you want to see my blah, blah, blah? Or you've got the other extreme, it seems like, where guys don't even speak and they expect a woman to just come because they're a pretty boy. And I'm so pretty and I look so amazing that you've just got to come over to me. This is what they do, though. They do stuff like this in the club. They'll start like, you know, like looking like them, like they're so cool. And it's like a peacock, you know, like an actual bird peacock preening themselves. It's like, I'm so handsome and I'm spreading my feathers out now and I'm waiting for my mates to come, because obviously when a bird peacock opens its feathers, it's meant to be a mating call, isn't it? So this is how they behave on the dance floor now. Or they lean against a wall doing it, you know, and it's like, I'm on show, people. Look at me, look at my amazing chest, look at my amazing hair, look at my amazing dancing. But most of all, just look at me, because I'm just so awesome. You need to come and get me now. Sam, yeah, they are way too many of those guys. It's like, what's gone on? I've got bigger blooming muscles on my arms than most guys these days, right, in clubs. And I got bigger balls too without actually physically having any. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's going on with these people? What is going on? It just seems like there's no strong guys left very much in the world, you know? Like, I do need a guy who knows what he wants, you know, because if a guy's like that, he's not going to remain faithful to any woman, because all he wants is the ego boosting, and he just wants a woman to come and pick him up, literally pick him up for sex, really. So, you know, these guys are beginning to be no good relationship wise, because they're influenced by multiple women. They want women to come and pick them up. They want women to go, oh, hi there, how are you? I did that originally with one of the Indian guys, because I actually thought, because I wasn't wise to it then, I thought, oh, he looks lonely and left out on his own. Better see if he wants to dance. Why not? Yes. Sam, I saw someone today post a status on a site saying, who's going to be the lucky girl tonight? Likely you will not be the lucky guy. Luna, they've had it too easy. Laugh out loud. Yeah, like there was a guy in that dating group, Sam, that I said about, you know, the sexual dating group, one of the dating groups, and he was like, oh, you know, like, you don't know what you're missing. And it's like, yeah, I do. I told him I'm not interested in another older guy, and he just kept going on. The guy's got grey hair, quite a lot of grey hair, and it's like, you're just too old for me, mate. Do you know what I mean? You're just way too old for me. I'm not interested in you. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, when I said to him, like, it's about 10 messages of saying no to this guy. He's like, oh, you don't know what you're missing. It's like, yeah, clearly I do. I'm not interested. How many more times do I have to tell you? I don't mind telling someone polite, like, thanks for your interest, but I'm not interested. You know, thanks for showing your interest, even if you are older than me, not what I'm looking for. But just like carry on and on. It's like, you know, it's like, if you're like that with me, what are you going to be like with other women? You can't trust guys like that. They just all over women, you know. It's like, if they just want a woman, it's just like, but in a way they're being controlled by women by letting themselves do that anyway, because it basically means any woman can come along and just like play with them in a using way if they want to. So they're just allowing themselves to be opened up to women who use them. Yeah, I think they have had it too easy, Luna, a lot of the time. I think they've had it very easy, you know, but I just think, you know, that's the problem. These guys are too easy. So, you know, you're not gonna want to be in a relationship with one of these guys because they're just gonna not have boundaries with women. And if they don't have boundaries with other women, then they've got no hope in hell of staying faithful. Do you know what I mean? There's just no hope, is there? So, you know, if you're gonna have anything to do with these guys and you really want to have a nice dance kiss, or if there's really any asexuals that just like the sex, there might be the odd asexual that just really wants to go and have some sex for whatever reason, even though they're asexual, you know, by all means, like, good luck for that. But other than that, these guys are going to be no good to be in a relationship with because they're just gonna be players. They're just gonna go after them. That's what I think a lot of the time when I go to club now. I think, right, I'll go and kiss some good looking guys and then I'll just go home because pretty much their majority there are going to be after sex. So I have danced with some night, you know, I danced with one guy who was out with his mates. He wasn't after women, and he was the one that got out of breath. He was literally going after 2 dances with me. And he was out with his 1 or 2 guy friends, so he was different. He was a bit older, actually. He was quite a nice person, I thought, you know? But he couldn't even handle 2 dances with me. He wore him out. Luna, the female sexual awakening has done them good. Good for them. They are capitalising it. No, thank you. I think that's really good. I think it's really good, Luna. Like you said, you know, you've understood my point well. Is that, like, for the women that really like sex, they can just literally pick up any guy they want and have guys at their fingertips because guys are handing themselves on a plate to these women. You know, they don't realize that they are actually just, you know, the women that aren't good women, or the women that are players like guys, you know, they just asking to be played. At the end of the day, I'm not into being a player, but there are some women that just like having sex with guys, and maybe that's all these guys want. But I'm sure one day they'll get hurt as well because they'll probably get some feelings for a girl, and the girl won't even want to know, you know. But yeah, they're just like, if any women really want sex, they're easy to get, aren't they? These guys, do you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't want a guy like that. Who wants a guy like that? I mean, honestly, what is appealing about a guy like that? Because it's like you've just been with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 women probably, or in your dreams. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, like you say, good for women, the women that want the sex and the women that like to play with guys, fair enough. But for people like us, it's just like, yeah, here we go again. It's just so many guys like that, you know. It's just like, I can't believe it. It's just like it's gone from one extreme to the absolute other. And it's just crazy. It just really is madness. You know, it's like I said at the beginning of this video, like if a guy starts mentioning his bedroom to you really early on, especially, you know, it just creeps me out because it's like the bedroom for the sexual is where sex happens, and lots of it usually. And whenever you want to go to sleep, it's like have sex first, and it's like get you into the bed, get you on the bed, get you whatever in the bedroom, you know. And it's like, you know, when a guy is actually leaning back, you know, they're, you know, like if you're an asexual that's not into sex but you just want to have a kiss, you can probably get a kiss quite easily from those guys. You just have to make sure that you say no to going home with them and you're in a safe space to do it. Luna, do you like the guy to approach you, Sam? Oh yes, good question to Sam, that is. It's a good question to Sam. Sam, what's your answer to that? Do you like the guy to approach you? Um, I personally, I mean, Sam's going to answer it, I'm sure. I personally prefer a guy to approach me in general. But I mean, you know, like usually on asexual dating sites, it's me doing the approaching. So, like, if I'm in dating groups, I don't mind approaching a guy, but I want them to actually instigate, like, continued conversation with me. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if Sam's having problems like answering that, or they're just taking their time, because I know YouTube plays up a bit, especially with lots of comments. Um, but I think Sam says they approach quite a bit. I think they take the lead quite a bit. I think they said before. But it'll be interesting to find your answer if you can get through, because I know YouTube plays up sometimes and stops comments coming through, which is annoying. Yeah, Luna, you like to be approached as well. Yeah, I mean, on asexual dating sites, like I usually approach quite a lot of the guys. I think I approached both guys. I approached the guy on ASAP that's still talking to me, who's British, and I approached the guy on Facebook who's British and still talking to me. So actually, the two people that are still talking to me, I've approached both of them. Sam, when in person, yes, I prefer the guy to approach me. Online, it is more even either way. Oh, that's very good. I know you do a lot of approaching though, Sam, don't you? Like me, you do a lot of approaching, you know? Lena, yeah, same, Sam. Yeah, I mean, I do approach, like if I'm in a club, I prefer a guy to approach me, because I'm like, if you're a strong guy, you'll just come up to me and approach me. I'm not gonna go and start approaching you. I didn't do that in the beginning, but now I do. Like, I'm just like, if a guy likes me, he can come and get me. There's no way I'm going to get a guy, you know, at the end of the day, especially because they're not likely to be asexual anyway. They can just come and get me, and they can go across the dance floor like a movie and come and get me. And I can have my movie for just a short time. It's quite good fun. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, in general, I prefer that if I do approach a guy, I prefer a guy to keep the conversation going a lot of the time, obviously backwards and forwards. But I like a guy to be messaging me in the morning before I go to sleep. I like him to be obviously I can't always reply because I'm really, really busy, but I like him like to be hearing from him every day and stuff. And I'm like, you know, I like him to be in his thoughts, you know, and to know he cares about me. It's very important, you know, and I don't like it if I approach a guy and then all of a sudden it's just me doing all the work to keep the conversation going. It's like, what's the point in that? It means if I stop messaging the guy's not even giving two hoots. They don't care. So it's kind of like, it feels like it's just one sided, and I just get fed up with it. I'm like, I can't be doing this because I have a lot of work to do. If I take time out of my schedule to do things, it's because I really genuinely like the person. I'm making a huge effort and I'm personally taking my time out. You know, I can't take as much time out at the moment, but I've been on the stream for like 3.5 hours. Oh my gosh. Sam, yeah, in a club or somewhere, I prefer them to make the first move, but then in a relationship, I'm usually the protective one and such. I'm a complicated being. Oh, that's really sweet, Sam. Oh, I think that's really, really sweet. Oh, it's so cute. We like our communication. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's really important to have communication, you know? Sam, I also like to stay in touch at least with morning and nightly texts. I think it's really important. I think because asexuals love through a deep emotional connection, part of that is constantly being in communication, like messaging or phoning or video chatting with your special person, because you need that connection. I need to feel that I'm connected to the person, even if they're far apart from me. Like, I can't even see a person in person that much, probably once or twice a week if they were living near me. At a push, at the moment, I'm too busy, really, but once or twice a week would be the maximum in person. But I'd still like to hear from them every day. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like I need that connection. I need to feel I'm connected to them all the time. It's very, very important. I think that's part of asexual love is maintaining and sustaining that connection. Because I think if you don't, you feel like something's off. You feel like something's wrong. So I guess in a sexual relationship, when people are used to having regular sex and then obviously the sex stops or it's not as frequent at all, they kind of feel like something's off because obviously they experience sexual attraction. But I think with asexuals, if you're an asexual that likes a lot of communication, there's some asexual that don't, but if you're an asexual that likes a lot of communication, I think that's part of how you love. And if one of the other people stops doing that for it as much or stops doing it hardly at all, you feel like you're disconnected from that person. Like, does the person really love you? Do they really care? You feel like kind of like a breakdown in the relationship as well as the communication. You kind of feel like really kind of like strange. Do you know what I mean? Sam, I like to feel connected to someone, says Sam. Yeah, me and you speak, message each other quite a bit as well as friends, don't we, Sam? We like hearing from each other just to make sure the other person's all right. I think it's important when you care about someone, even if it's just even if it's a best friend, it's very important to still feel connected and in contact with your best friends, especially at a time like this, making sure everyone's all right. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I loved it the other day. I got a message from my best friend Sam and Andy, and they were both messaging me going, "Oh, I hope you're okay. I hope you've had some rest. I hope you've had some food. I hope you're looking after yourself." Because they know and they were supportive about my work. I hope you're getting work done. I also hope you're looking after yourself and eating and getting some rest and drinking and everything. And I just thought it's from both of them. Like, I think it was the same night within like a short space of each other. And I just thought that's so sweet to have such beautiful, caring friends that actually, they support me in my work, but they also care about my health and well-being at the same time. And they're just like making sure that I'm had chance to eat, because I've been so busy that my eating's been a little bit erratic. They made sure I have chance to eat and had a bit of rest, and so they got my well-being completely, like, I feel like I'm really being well taken care of virtually. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like both of my friends really care about me. Luna, I have trouble remembering. Not everyone needs that kind of constant communication, but helps me to know who is really there for me. Yeah, it's really difficult. Like, I couldn't be in a relationship with someone who didn't want that, because I would just like feel totally disconnected and they don't love me and there's no love, because that's how I personally love. I love, because I love talking, obviously, and talking's a very important part. I can't even speak now. I guess I better get some sleep in a bit. But talking is a very important part of a relationship to me. It's a very important part of my love. It's a very important part of my whole life, because I like writing as well. Like, I need people to, like, I need a guy to be willing to write. Like, if I write an email, it's quite long, that he really appreciates that, and he's like, wow, that's really nice. I prefer to like message on Facebook Messenger or video chat or phone. It's quicker for me. But I still need him to be capable of writing emails, like, if I need that. And I need, like, if I write someone a message back on a dating site, asexual dating site, for example, I need to know that he's appreciating that, not that he's just like, oh god, that's too much. Like, whoa, I can't read all that. I need a guy that's thinking, wow, this girl's taken all that time and trouble to write to me. That's really nice of her to give those bit of time up for me. That's why it's difficult for me to do email, to be honest, because when I'm really busy like this, it does make it a lot more harder for me. Because I find that harder. Like with Facebook, I can quickly audio call if I really, really strapped for time. I can just quickly do several audio calls, like little snippets. Yeah, oh yeah, I've read that, haven't I? That you have trouble remembering. Not everyone needs that constant communication. But I just find that I do. I need to feel like I'm connected. I find that like, talking is very important to me. Words are very important. Like that I need, if I get I want a foreign guy, but if I get a foreign guy, right, I really need him to speak relatively good English, because I need him to be able to talk in proper words to me that I can understand, and that, so we can have a very good communicative relationship, and, backwards and forth conversations. Sam, yeah, I find it difficult when I don't hear from someone for ages. I prefer video to phone calls because it's important for me to see someone. And it frustrates me when someone clearly can't be bothered to actually maintain a conversation. Yeah, it's really annoying, isn't it, when they can't be bothered to maintain a conversation, because it's like, what's the point? I just give up these days if someone can't be bothered to message me back, like, and they don't keep the conversation going. So I'm not going to be the only one that does that. They've got to do it as well. And I've got to feel like they want to do it, not feel like they just, like, some people, you'll write this really long email out and they'll just send you like one or two sentences back. And you're thinking, well, you obviously don't really care about what I'm saying. You can't be bothered to even write a proper message back. Like the guy on ASAP, like he writes me like 5 short different texts messages on ASAP, or sometimes longer, because we've talked about so many little different subjects in a message. He'll send me like different, and so I do that back to him now as well when I have the time. Like, he'll send me a message relating to the first thing I said in the message, then a second message, and it relates to all these different things. It's quite clever, really. Sam, and writing text speak is really frustrating too. Like, my ex would just put K instead of OK, and it is just really, yeah. Text speak is a bit like they can't be bothered. I mean, I do know quite a lot of foreign guys that do that. They write K, but I mean, obviously, like, you know, it's nice if they properly make an effort a lot of the time. You know, it's like, it's kind of like if someone writes who's interested in me romantically, right, starts writing text speak like that, you know, it kind of like puts me off. It kind of makes me feel that they are young, but they're probably a bit too young for me. Like, they haven't got the maturity to actually have a adult relationship, despite being actually young. Do you know what I mean? I still need a guy who's actually can converse with me properly, not just talk and say K, like, are you okay? And then it's kind of like, I mean, I have messaged people back like that, but it's kind of like, you know, you're probably going to be a bit too young for me, because you're not going to be able to hold an adult conversation for any length of time. Do you know what I mean? So I think that that's, you know, like, that's the difficulty, really, you know? It's when it start getting text speak, it's like, can you actually hold a conversation with me? Can you have an intelligent, like, hour-long discussion or whatever? Probably not. And, you know, like, you can see how a relationship would go by how much time, energy, and effort they've actually put into to replying to, you know. It's like, I'm really busy, and I know a lot of the guys that I talk to online are not as busy as me, right? They go, I worked, I came home, I went to sleep, I was tired. It's like, I'm nearly working a lot of the time, and I still manage to fit in a text to you or something, and all you do is go, oh, I'm home from work, I'm tired, like, I didn't message you because that's just excuses. I can't be bothered with it. If I want a guy, if a guy is a really strong guy, he'll be able to go to work, maintain his friendships, and maintain constant connection and communication with the love of his life. He should be able to do all those things. If I can do all that stuff, he can do all that stuff. Luna, so many ways to tell effort and intent in virtual communication, isn't there? Yeah, there is. It's underestimated, though. You can tell a lot by a person how they behave in messaging, you know, and in virtual communication. You can tell a lot about a person, like, can they actually hold a conversation? Oh, Azaria just subscribed to my channel. Lots of love if you're watching. Thank you for subscribing. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things you can tell about someone in a message, you know. You can tell about, you know, like, the type of language they use, if they're really caring in their attitude, you know. Like, I had one guy in text messaging years ago who's dating me, and all he'd go is, hi, how's you? And that would be pretty much all they would say to me all the time, how's you? And it's like, is this all it's going to be? How's you? That was it. And I'd say something and that'd be about it. Okay. And it was like, clearly this isn't the right person for me. Anyway, I'll finish Luna's comment. So many ways to tell effort and intent in virtual communication, isn't there? Important for us to get that communication we need, for sure. Text speak doesn't feel lazy. Wait and message me, or just call. Text speak does feel lazy. Wait and message me, or just call. Yeah. I mean, I know some people are really busy, and I know, you know, like, you know, they can't always write long, lengthy messages. I get that if they're going to work, you know, just saying I love you and stuff. But it's kind of nice if they do actually write the whole word I love you out. And also, on texting, there's something that's called predictive text, that if you text something regularly, it usually predicts it. So if you write the word I love and you, even just a couple of times, it'll usually come up on your phone. So if you're really pushed for time, all you have to do is click the I button on your phone, and it'll probably come up with love you, and you just go boing, boing, and, you know, it's straight on there. So you actually don't have to do that much effort. Not that I should be telling you these things, But do you know what I mean? It's like a guy can't even be bothered to do that. It's ridiculous. But, like sometimes, like like even if you're in a relationship, it's good to keep the relationship alive with like texts in the lunch breaks, or like little voice messages going, oh, I hope you have a beautiful day, I'm thinking about you. Or what I really like about someone is if I've got an appointment to go to, or I've got something happening in my life, and the guys remembered that, they're like, oh, I hope your appointment goes well today, or I hope like the project I'm working on goes really well. If someone pays actually attention to my current life and what I'm actually doing in it, and and pays attention to something I've said to them, and then checking up on how I'm doing on that in a good way, not in a have you done that way yet, but in a very, very good way, then that's just really loving, and it's very caring, and I really appreciate that, because I think you've bothered to listen to me, you've paid attention to me, and you actually care enough to want to ask me how my life's getting on in that respect, and that's how you can tell if you've got if you're able to progress that type of friendship or potential relationship further, is if they actually take a deep interest in your interests, and you actually have banter backwards and forwards. Like, I know the guy on ASAP, although he doesn't like me romantically, and he doesn't really seem to want to communicate anything off ASAP, which is a bit of a shame, because I know ASAP I had some problems with sometimes. He did say he was on a WhatsApp, but I'm not on WhatsApp. So, but I just have to respect the way he feels. So it's kind of like, well, I know you value my friendship, but maybe not as much as I value yours, because ASAP went down or couldn't get back in again, I wouldn't be able to talk to you. But in general, he's a really lovely person, and I feel he pays attention, because while I'm talking, he'll literally specifically pick things out of what I'm saying. And then I go, oh, yeah, I feel that way too. Or I don't like that. Or, yeah, this is the way that made me feel. Or that's really good. And he's really gone ASAP's very supportive of all the work I do. He's very cheering me on all the time, going, oh, I'm sure you'll get there in the end. And, you're putting it must be great to live your passion, and you must feel really good. And, and they're always really, really supportive on there. They're a really nice person. I feel that they're a very good person for me to talk to. That I get a sense of very goodness about them, that they've got their head screwed on. They're 23, but I think they've got like an old soul in some ways. I think they've got an old soul in some ways. And I do get on with old souls, because I'm a young soul. I kind of compliment the old souls sometimes in guys that are young, in their early to mid 20s, So I just think that's nice to talk to, I just think it's good to have other people to talk to if they take an interest back, and they communicate backwards and forwards. At the moment, it's me that can't talk as much as I usually would, because I'm just too busy. Which reminds me, I'll probably better go. It's like gone. It's 6:14 in the morning here, and I've been on the call now for 3 hours and 46 minutes, which means I probably should get a bit of sleep before I have to go to the shops and give my throat a rest and go to the toilet, because I really need the toilet. But I think it's been wonderful to talk to you. I could actually stay talking to you for a lot more longer, but I think I better get some rest, because I need to do some more video editing later on. And it's been a pleasure to talk to you. I want to thank everyone for being Sam, oops, might have to sleep soon. Yeah, you probably didn't even know it's 6:15, Sam. I know, it's kind of, I get so excited and I'm not really sleepy. I need the toilet. I really need the toilet, but I actually, but I need to get a bit. Need to have a bit of food, I think, because I haven't ate for like hours, and I'm meant to eat every 2 hours as well. And I do need the loo. It's been a long time for me, so I'm going to wrap up now and say I really appreciate you being here, Luna. Absolute pleasure. It's been amazing to chat to you tonight. You've really done some amazing contributions to this conversation. I've really, really, really appreciated you. The light is coming through your blinds now. Oh yeah, I haven't got blinds. I've got an actual curtain. Do you want to see it before I go? Look. See? It's actually daytime, people. Daytime. See? This is like, it's like really bright light. It's like, woo, let's party, woo, woo, woo. My housemates will be getting up soon to go to work. to go to one, not work because it's Sunday. Oh, but the guy next door every single morning at the moment, he is drilling. So when he wakes up, he'll be doing all that, and then I'm going to sleep usually not long after he starts doing that. So I don't have, at the moment, he's doing work outside, so I don't get proper sleep because it's like I can hear him drilling. I have to close my window, and it's really hot in here sometimes. I'm like, but the noise is just like too much because he's drilling a lot and it's really loud. So yeah, so I probably won't get much if he does it today as well. I probably won't get much sleep, or not very much deep sleep anyway. So yeah, so I have a net curtain but not blinds. But yes, it's very, very beautiful. Like all you can see is bright light. You can't see the rest of it, can I? So Sam, I just have a sheet over one of my windows. It is very bright out. Luna, love being here with you all. Oh, thank you. Sam, it has been great to speak to you, Luna. And Megan, who is gone, and Sandra called. Haha, go get that rest, you all. Pleasure to speak with you all. Much love from the Pacific Northwest. Thank you, Luna. Lots of love to you. And thank you, Sam. And yes, and thank you very much to who was the other person? Megan, and I think Liam was in here earlier, much in here. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. And Eddie, I think, was in here as well. So lots of love to Eddie and to Megan and to Luna and to Sam and to Liam, Eddie, everyone I haven't said, lots of love and lots more love to Luna and Sam, who is still with me hours later. It's been a fantastic stream with you. If you're new to this channel, which I think there might be some new people, please subscribe to the channel. Eddie's still with us. Way! Or Eddie's gone to sleep and come back again. Have you been to sleep, Eddie, and come back, or have you been on here the whole time? Because I know there's someone been watching you the whole time. So anyway, if there's someone who hasn't already subscribed, please hit the great subscribe button and please hit the bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And pop in on and off, says Eddie. I wondered if you were still here. Anyway, it's nice to see you, Eddie. Lots of love, Luna, Sam, Eddie. And yeah, embrace your quirky and each other's. And I'll see you on the next video live stream. Bye from me and Eeyore. Take care. Have a great day, people. Keep smiling. I don't even think, I was going to say, I don't think YouTube's going to let me end. It will. Take care. Lots of love. Bye. I think YouTube's not letting me end the stream. I think I've broken it. And actually, it's not letting me end the stream. Oh, it's ending now, I think. Bye.